startup aiming to mass-produce flying taxis.
I'm sorry,
The investment will go towards certifying Joby's electric aircraft and getting it ready for commercial production. Toyota says the goal is to help alleviate today's persistent mobility challenges. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Voting's underway in Alaska's annual Fat Bear Week.
Hey, Barrow.
With bears bulking up for the winter. You can pick your favorite brown bear at the state's
He's got to mute that. He's got to mute the Zoom.
Biggest male bears can be well over 1,000
He's got to
pounds.
mute the Zoom or I have to disconnect him.
ABC News.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore.
Excellent.
A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A new poll shows how close Colorado's 8th District congressional race is between Yadira Caraveo and Gabe Evans.
The latest polling just coming out this morning from our partners at the Hill and Emerson College is showing the race too close to call, with Republican Representative Evans leading by a razor-thin 0.2%. Campaigning expected to ramp up even more, with an estimated 12% of voters saying they're undecided.
That's Fox 31's Lisa D'Souza. Mental health professionals going on 911 calls with police is becoming more common. Wheat Ridge Police work with the Jefferson Center for Mental Health, sending a co-responder with an officer on calls. Kelly Williams, a licensed clinical social worker, is one of those co-responders.
There are car accidents, there are domestic issues, runaway juveniles.
She tells Fox 31 Conversations leader to connect people with resources they may not have been aware of. Wheat Ridge Police call the program a game changer. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Good news for our drive here northbound I-25 coming up through the tech center. They just cleared our wreck at Hamden a few moments ago, so all lanes open. We're pretty flying out the front end of the jam. It is backed up, though, starting on that approach to Arapahoe Road. Give yourself a little extra time and give it a few minutes. Things will really start to unwind through there. They got the big wreck westbound I-76 at 270 cleared. That drive now wide open if you're coming down from 96th Avenue. Watch for a stall heading up into the high country here. Westbound I-70 at the foot of Floyd Hill in the left lane. Denver weather today, sunny, hot, high of 90. Right now we're at 70. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
If you missed our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, make some noise!
Watch the best moments exclusively on Hulu, beginning Monday.
All right, you guys are out for a party, I can tell.
See the biggest festival headliners from around the world assembled on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible.
See it all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu, beginning Monday.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals. Tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Auto accident? Find out what your case is worth. Search Attorney John Fuller.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. That's WIN. Enter it now at KHOW.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Listen, I did change things, Mark. By the way, we're talking.
What'd
you
you
know,
change?
I changed things just as an experiment. I think I got the mic where it's really wonderful, but I did change things on the calls, so I want to try to hop to a call because I have a feeling if it doesn't work, you have to take over, and I'm going to reconnect. I'm just telling people this for some inside crap here. We just got something going on, and I wanted to try to get our streams right. And but this is the Consumer Show where we try to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life just a little easier. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start out with Sherry and see if it works, and if not, Mark, take right over and I'll just reconnect. But I do think I figured out most of it. So Sherry, you're going to start things off, and I'm hoping it's going to work great. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for listening to my complaint.
Oh my God, I can hear her perfectly.
I
No echo, right, Mark? Hold on.
Is it working?
Yes. No echo, right, Mark?
So far, so good. Keep
I
going.
got it, brother. I got it. Okay, Sherry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. The reason I'm calling is to complain about our recent flight experiences.
With who?
And I want to start out by saying I fly Frontier all the time.
Oh, that's your first
Me
mistake.
too.
Mark, do you like Frontier, by the way? Do you really, Mark?
Once I learned how to use the system, I do.
Now, I will say this, Sherry.
But I've also sued him twice.
I was warded off from Frontier because of a bunch of nightmares. But here's what happened. I started using, I don't know what Mark meant about the system, but Mark, I started using actually their online chat, and they have some really good, I mean, when you actually get an agent, not the virtual helper, but you wait for an agent, they really were really quite nice and took care of everything. So Sherry, tell us about your experience.
Okay, so first of all, like you said, I like their business model because I can control my costs by deciding how much luggage I want to take, what seat I want.
Yeah.
I can get cheap flights, so that affords me being retired,
Sure.
being able to go on how many trips a year.
Yeah.
However, I have never experienced something like I experienced this week.
Did it have to do with baggage?
It has to do with what they're doing with boarding passes.
Okay, tell us about it.
So I was traveling with my mother, but we had separate itineraries because she wasn't sure what day she was flying back and forth. So she had a one-way ticket to Phoenix on September 23rd.
Yes.
And then she had a return ticket on September 30th.
Okay.
And each time I had a round trip ticket, so I was flying with her, but separate itinerary.
Okay.
Anyway, we get to Denver, and they announced they overbooked the flight by 2 people. So would anyone take their travel voucher of $250? So anyway, nobody took it, and we go to get on the flight, and I'm zone 1 and she's zone 2. And I waited for her to make sure her ticket would go. You know, we were going to.
They didn't let her on. They bumped her, right?
Yeah, she's 86 years old.
Yeah, they bumped the cheapest ticket. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how they all do it.
So mad. They did it twice to her.
Now it was, but they didn't bump you. You should have said, if you're going to bump her anyway, bump me, and instead of that other person.
Well, she was already on the plane.
I did, and so they would not compensate me because I voluntarily gave up my seat to travel with her. But my point is that each time they put the people in a queue when they overbook, and it's according, like you said, to the price of the ticket.
Yeah, I mean, how else would you do it, though?
Because she had one-way tickets, hers was lowest priority.
Yeah.
So they have a list of people.
So, but let
who
me get
are
this straight. When your mom got bumped, they did allow you to take the second bump.
No. Well, anyway, let's back up. So both times she had a boarding pass with a seat assignment.
We get that. I just need to know something. Did your mom stay back alone, or did you get off the...
No, I could not leave her
All right,
alone.
but would they let you do it? If they only had two they had to bump, would they let you bump instead of the other or in addition to the other?
No.
No what? I asked either.
What they did was take our seats away and give them to people who paid
I
more
get
for
that. So they did, man, there's a reason I'm asking, Sherry. I promise you I'm not going crazy. I need to know, the two people that eventually got bumped were you and your mom. Is that right?
There was 4 other people that they had lined up also who got bumped.
Wow.
So I don't know what.
How long was the next flight away? I mean,
anyway, keep going now. I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go
So
on.
the first time, the next 2 flights were booked solid, so they couldn't get us on. So we had to wait.
Wow.
We would wait. I think it was like 6 hours at the airport before we could get out. So anyway, luckily for us, the first flight, they did get both of us on there.
So-
and I don't know what happened.
Okay, so they got you on how long after the bump flight were you? Was it 2 hours or what?
It was the same flight. They closed the doors. They made us stand there, and then they decided somebody must not have shown up.
Oh.
So they gave. I don't know. We were the first.
Okay,
ones
I know.
that
I
they
got it.
gave us
So
the
you
right
did
to
get
go
back on
flight.
that same flight.
So we got on the same flight going, but oh my gosh, the stress for my mother.
No,
was
I get
incredible.
it. So what do you
And then
want right now?
the
What are you?
second flight?
Okay.
The second flight, they're double booked for 3 flights after us that day. Had no flight till the next
Oh my
day.
God,
So
Mark!
we
Do
had
they
no
always oversell, Mark?
I've never been bumped, but I'm sure it does happen. Usually they're pretty booked. I'll hop on those planes, and man, I don't see any.
Sherry, I want to
empty
ask
seats.
you something. When you say the second flight, do you mean a second leg or the return flight?
The return flight.
Did you get bumped on the return flight?
Yes, and we.
Wait,
had
so
to
you got
stay
bumped
overnight.
again? You got bumped again on the return flight? And did you get back on it, or did you really get
We
bumped?
had boarding pass with
No,
seat numbers.
listen, everyone, Sherry, you don't have to tell us that because everyone has a boarding pass with a seat number, even the people that get
no,
bumped.
they don't.
Yeah, they do.
had 10 people that had boarding passes with seat 0.
Yeah, they do that, Tom.
And
But Mark, but what I'm saying is you can get bumped with a seat.
on the flight.
Sherry,
we
hold
got
on.
bumped with the seat.
Yeah. I want everyone to know that can happen because I don't want them to think because they have a boarding pass with a seat, it won't happen. It absolutely can happen. Yeah, yes. Obviously, it's happened to you twice, but did you get back on the flight or did they keep you off that flight coming home?
We had to go the next day.
Oh,
they were
my
able
God.
To book us
Did
on a
and did
flight.
they accommodate you? Did they give you anything for this?
Yes. So I have to give them credit for, they have a policy. If it's 0 to 1 hour that you're delayed by being bumped, there's no compensation.
Uh-huh.
If it's 1 to 2 hours, they pay you 200% of the one-way fare.
Got it.
So if you have a
But what
brown
did you
trip,
get?
it's
Let's just
different.
go to the part where you got compensated because you had to stay overnight. What did they
So
give?
they gave her $174 worth of credit, and it went. We had to go online and everything, but we got it back to my credit card.
Yeah, but that's not did they pay for your hotel?
No, and so but they gave me nothing because I voluntarily gave up my seat
To be with your mom
So,
again.
Anyway, I wanted a hotel voucher, and they said no.
Hey, Mark, shouldn't they give him the hotel voucher for bouncing him
Well, I
overnight?
think that's what the $175 was part of.
Oh.
I mean, you can get a hotel cheap.
And that's why, because it was over 2 hours, it was 400 times the flight. that they gave us.
How much?
So in the
that
end,
was
it
100.
only,
Wait.
I mean, we're very frugal.
400.
We stayed at a crummy hotel.
Sherry, you talking code to me. Sherry, you're talking in hieroglyphics to me. It was 400 the flight. What does that mean? 400 times?
It was. They gave her 4 times.
Okay, 4 times the flight.
The one-way ticket price.
And how much is that?
Well, she only paid like $50 each way.
So that's where the $175 bucks goes.
Oh, man, this is weird.
Yeah, but it happens.
So now, Sherry, what can we do for you? What are you looking for? You just want to tell people about it or what?
I want to inform people about that, even though you have a boarding pass, like you said.
It sucks.
You don't know if you have a seat.
You don't.
So lesson learned, get the itinerary together, get a round-trip ticket so it costs more. But anyway, the other thing is these poor employees, when we were in Phoenix, they had 3 more flights that they had way overbooked. So they had like 10 to 15 people each flight that they were disgruntling. And those poor employees had to deal with all these people.
You know, Sherry.
And I think it's bad business.
Frontier is we get the most complaints about Frontier. Now, Mark flies Frontier.
They're cheap.
That's right.
They're cheap, and you can use them in the way you want to use them.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I mean, I don't know what
model.
people expect when they fly Frontier or Spirit. What do you expect? Like a captain's chair and
Mark,
a big screen?
Later this month when I do that daddy-daughter trip I told you about, I'm taking Frontier for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's, they're uncomfortable seats. Their luggage, they charge for everything. But once you know the system, there's nothing cheaper out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, my seats were cheap. They were cheap.
The managers, what they're putting their employees through, and to people that if you have a boarding pass with a seat, it doesn't really mean you're.
Now, I didn't get a boarding pass, but Mark, I bought a ticket called the guaranteed. I bought a guaranteed seat and baggage. Does that mean?
Yeah, you're fine. 24 hours before. If you picked a seat out, you have it, so there's no problem.
No, they said they would pick. Here's what they said: the guaranteed seat one is where they pick a seat for you and your partner together, or my daughter, but it's called guaranteed seat and baggage, and let them do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Okay.
How much were the tickets, out of curiosity?
Mine.
Yeah.
They were the normal one was going to be like 49 plus. This one was like 229.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd just take the chance, but I'm wondering if I could get bumped.
No.
Because
you spent too much. You'll be at the. You spent too much. You're not going to get bumped. The reason they picked the cheapest ticket out, just like the lady was saying, is because they give that 4 times or 2 times.
Okay.
They're not going to pick out a $400 ticket and give you $1,600. They're going to pick out the $19 ticket and give you $76.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Right, exactly.
All right.
They're one way.
Sherry, thank you. No, Sherry, really, thank you for laying that on us, because that's something people I don't think really do know, that you can think you're fat and happy with a boarding pass and a seat, and you can still get bumped. And not only that, but she had to be astute, because she was bumped. Her mom was bumped without her. So if you're traveling with someone and you need help, it can screw you up royally. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Compass Insurance Group. Free insurance checkups. Make sure you're not underinsured or paying too much. And they will do this check free and honestly. 303-996-9000. Hallelujah. I got it worked out. Hallelujah. Oh, man, we got it better now.
And now they'll be helping me and you.
So I did, YouTube morons, I did it.
It's an expanded facility, so an even better version of the great care you've come to know from Regen Revolution. The combination of regenerative medicine and more traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
All right, I want to talk to Joseph Cano, certified financial planner. And that's a really good designation by FINRA, because what it means, literally, is that he must put other people's interests before his own when recommending financial products. We don't talk about that a lot. So when he says he has different annuities for different people, that's what he's talking about. Not one size fits all. Joe, take it away.
That is right, Tom. We are fiduciaries, and you're perfectly correct in saying that we have the best interest of the client at heart. And you see that there isn't one annuity that will fit everybody. There's different annuities for people that have different needs. So when I meet people, I sit down with them, go over their goals, their objectives in life, how soon they want to have, the income for life, whether or not they need a certain type of annuity. And lately, we've been talking to people that want to have an income immediately, just like Deputy Duck. He got an immediate annuity, and he's beginning to draw an income that increases with inflation every single month, and he loves it. Well, we have an immediate annuity for people like that, exactly like the one.
And that's really important. No holding time. You get income immediately.
No holding. Yeah, 30 days after the money's transferred, they get an income every single month for the rest of their lives. I mean, how good is that?
That's really
and if they have the inflation.
Joe, what I want to know is if somebody contacts you today seriously and they want an immediate annuity, tell me in real days, how long will it take you to get it all together and start that income stream?
It will take 30 days.
Okay.
30 days.
And then they're done.
30 days.
Okay. Joe Ciano, a certified financial planner, mymoneymyway.com, 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600. Hey, speaking of deals, you're never going to get a better water heater deal than EuroPlumbingColorado.net. I'm telling you, you'll never, ever, ever find deals like this. Okay, here's what we got. A 40-gallon water tank, hot water heater, a water heater, installed 40 gallons, $13.99, fully installed. A 50-gallon tank, $14.99, and they tear out and haul away the old one free. It's that simple. Put them to the test. In fact, they say any plumbing repair they'll do cheaper and better, and I want you to put them to the test. 303-668-6844, 668-6844, EuroPlumbingColorado.net.
So I have a save journal strain. So today my strain at yoga was 16.6. My average, let me get my average heart rate from yoga.
So what did Top Secret? Did he say something bad?
Okay, here it is. My average heart rate for an hour and 5 minutes. All right, you ready? 141.
Wait.
So does that...
Your heart rate is 141?
That was average.
No, it's not.
But my high heart rate...
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about while you're exercising, right?
I hit one... I'm sorry. Tom, I was in the wrong mode. 175.
Mark, you're talking about when you're exercising, right?
Yeah. We were talking about yoga this morning.
I
didn't know if it's aerobic, and I'm like, oh, fuck
oh,
yeah,
shit it is. But when you were saying that was your average, I'm thinking, holy shit. I didn't know you were talking about while you're exercising, of course, yeah. Well,
Mark is finally coming around. He was doing his own show for a while, but I think he's with us.
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Shannon?
I can. I can hear you.
Listening.
You pricks.
It's okay, Tom. He said he identifies as a woman if he's the only guy in the class.
742 calories, average heart rate of 141, but that's average. Mine yesterday would be about the exact same.
Hey, can we get Joe back on? I have a question for him.
I'll tell you what's important, guys.
All right.
I don't know if you ever heard of this stock. Have you ever heard of HRV?
HRV?
Yeah. Heart rate volatility?
No.
So it's how fast... God, I always get the definitions.
Come on, he would know that.
I would think he would, but he doesn't.
I know. I was just asking if I didn't know if you were...
Variability.
Heart rate variability?
Yeah, let me see what... I want to see if it has a description. No, it doesn't. Here it is. Measures the variance in time between your heartbeats while you're asleep. It's a great indicator how well your body can adapt to its environment and perform.
Really? What is it called? Variability?
Yeah, heart rate. HRV.
HRV.
Yeah, it's really important, man. Don't ask me why, but I'll tell you what. I can tell when mine's good or bad. Like, in Vegas. My
station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Jim, is Joe Cano still there?
Yep.
Joe, we got a question after your spot.
Okay.
Joe, certified financial planner, sells annuities and other things, overfunding life insurance, just really good plans that you can do. Some guy wanted to know specifically, how do you, let me see what his question is. How do you roll over a company 401k? So if you're working and you're under 59 and a half, you have to have, that your plan has to allow in-service rollovers, right?
That is right.
And
normally, Tom, most companies, I would say like maybe 95% of the companies will allow anybody that's over 59 and a half to do a rollover.
yes, but before 59 and a half, there are people that have a lot of money accumulated. And Joe, they may be 55 and they don't want to ride the roller coaster anymore. So if they can they can do it if they have an in-service rollover provision, right?
That's right. That is right.
And then they can still keep it open for future contributions, the 401k.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's right.
And then over 59 and a half, they usually can no matter what.
No matter what, yeah.
Now, so they want to know if they contact you, do you do that and contact the people for them and sign the forms, or do they have to do that?
No, we have to do it all together because they do have to have.
But you'll show them how to do it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I will sit down with them
and walk through the whole process.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what they want. That's what they wanted to know. Okay.
It's a real simple process, Tom. Real.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Simple.
All right. That's 303-779-6600.
Hey, you got to introduce our guest, man.
I
I'm
know.
liking this guy.
I know it. Nick Gravina. Now, the name Gravina, everyone knows. The whole family started out years ago in home
God,
improvements.
if you've lived in Colorado, you do. It's like the tree farm.
And then, of course, his dad, Larry, I've known for so many years. How long they've been on the referral list, Mark? Jeez.
Oh, God.
Years and years.
Years and years, yeah.
Now, this is Nick. Nick, welcome. And when they told me you were coming in, I decided to stay home. No, I'm just kidding. Nick.
Good choice.
Thanks for being here. Seriously, I wanted to ask a couple questions. You were brought into the business how long? 25 years ago by your dad, or how long ago?
Yeah, I started working from right out of high school in '97 while I was going to, college, and just ended up sticking around. So technically 26 years, I think.
Whoa. Okay. So now, do you pretty much run things and Larry's kind of on the beach or what?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Like literally.
Literally, yeah. He's in Cape Coral, Florida, so.
But he is, but truly his spirit's there. You consult him all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. I talked to him on the way down here this morning. He was excited. I was reminding him.
And you guys are the ones on West Evans.
Correct.
And is he the one that used to do that obnoxious commercial? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. We still do it.
God almighty.
Gravitas.
Oh, yeah.
His dad says, Gravina's got the greatest one that nobody
Isn't it like an owl, a hootie owl or
God,
something?
nobody beats.
Yep, knows everything.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Is that true in pricing? No one beats you?
It's not about pricing.
Well, they got
It's about
50
everything.
lines, bro. They got 50 lines of product.
All right.
Yeah, when they say the greatest, we have the knowledge, we have the history, we have the price ranges, we have the options, we have everything. It's not just about being cheap, it's about everything
Nick,
as a whole.
Nick, is Gina, she was an intern of mine many years ago. Is she related to you?
He said that when he sat down in here.
Gina, is she
That's my
related?
sister.
Yeah, that's his sister.
Hey, man, how's she doing?
Great. I texted her. Mark and I were talking about when she interned for you, and I was trying to figure out how long ago, but it was 20 plus years ago. I think.
Oh, my God, it was so long ago. She was in college.
What did she do?
She was an intern, Mark. We had her work on cases. She was mostly at Channel 4 with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, listen to this. Deputy Bo actually went to school with Nick's dad.
Oh, with Larry? Really? Cool.
I lived about 4 houses down from them.
Okay, cool. All right.
That was a cool dude.
So, by the way, while we're introducing this studio, we got Deputy Bo. You just heard he's been working his butt off. We got Deputy Doc, who always comes through, and Of course, Major Mark Major at the helm there. So let's go to the phones, and Jim wants to talk about medical payments, and then we'll come back. I always have questions about windows and doors and all of that stuff, so we'll get to you, Nick. And anyone who wants to text questions to me, I say fax like an old man, you can text 57739, that's the iHeart short code, or my personal Google email, Google number, which comes right to my cell phone. And by the way, I want to thank people for not abusing it. Honest to goodness. Got no insults so far.
Why don't you give out your home address, too?
I will do that.
Snail mail
I
you.
will do that. Right now, I'm going to give out my cell phone, 747-999-5280. 747-999-5280. So, Jim, what's going on with medical payments?
Hi, Tom. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine, Jim.
Okay, great. Hey, Tom, my daughter is asking me for advice, and I'm not sure what advice to give her. So,
Okay.
now I need advice from you.
Okay.
In the past, she has suffered from basal cell carcinoma, and normally the procedure, she goes into the dermatologist. The doctor excises the cancer. He sews her up and then sends her on her way. And
How long has she had it, sir?
Probably off and on for 3 years.
How is she doing? How is she doing?
She's doing fine.
When they find it, they just cut it out. It generally never spreads. Tom.
Well,
We had a
yeah,
neighbor that had it.
but
It's
my
called a Mohs procedure.
But hold on, Doc. My son, my brother's father-in-law is on his deathbed with carcinoma. So how does that happen?
Well, it depends. There's two ways that you describe cancer. One is called the stage, which tells whether stage 1, 2, 3, or 4, and the other is how malignant it is. So you need the stage and what's called the grade.
But you can stay on top of carcinoma if you catch it in time.
If it's basal cell, yeah. What part of the body is it on, Jim?
Normally, the first two were on her chest, just above her heart area, and then the third one was on her back, on the right side, upper shoulder.
And do they call them lesions or tumors or what?
Well, it's just a basal cell carcinoma.
Basically a sunspot.
So anyway, finish your story. So what happened?
Well, the first two times there was no problem. Like I said, the doctor comes in, takes it out. The insurance pays their share, and my daughter, makes up the difference. This third time she went in, the doctor cut out the cancer, and then he said, I'm going to have my colleague come in and sew you up. And then he walked out the door, and my daughter said, what could she say? Okay, sure. The doctor came in, nice doctor, she said. He sewed her up. Mm-hmm. And everything was like normal. She went home. Then I think a month or two later, she gets a bill from the office saying that the second doctor that came in to sew her up wasn't covered or didn't take her insurance.
Oh.
So now she had to pay it.
No.
I don't think they can do that anymore.
No. Yeah. Go ahead.
You just tell them that that's a bait and switch, and that the original doctor was responsible for her care, and if he pawned it off on somebody else, then he has to accept what the insurance would have paid the first doctor.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to call Integra Insurance.
We've had this call before.
I'm pretty sure Doc is correct.
Yeah, there's a couple things, though. If you know beforehand it didn't go through all the hoops to find out if so-and-so takes your coverage, that's a different story. But if you go in, if you go in like she did and they change it during the operation, what are you going to do? Go, hey, no, don't sew me up, I'll wait? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's double check. No, I think Doc's on the right track. Mark's on the right track for sure. But I want to hear what Integra tells you to do as well.
Jim, do you know what group it was?
She's told me, but I can't remember. I didn't write it down. It's a dermatology department just off of Parker Road. But I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you the name.
All right, hold on, bro. Hold on. We're going to call Integra Insurance, our health insurance experts, and just get them on real quick. Somebody over there, if we can. Kachina, try to get that done, and then we're going to take a quick break and to do that. Water Pros, by the way, waterpros.net, they're rocking and rolling right now with these water systems. Oh, my goodness. These are the water softening and whole house water softening and conditioning. And then you get the reverse osmosis drinking water at the kitchen sink. This is an unbelievable deal. Now, Water Pros, they sell them for, together, they would sell them for a little over $5,000 or something. Now they're doing them for $31.95. You have to understand, even the $5,000's a deal. Now they're doing them for $31.95. And get this, plumbers would start at $15,000 for these two systems. I promise you. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Good news for our drive here northbound I-25 coming up through the tech center. They just cleared our wreck at Hamden a few moments ago, so all lanes open. We're pretty flying out the front end of the jam. It is backed up, though, starting on that approach to Arapahoe Road. Give yourself a little
so
extra
now this
time
is temporary,
and give
but
it a
I'm
few
gonna-
minutes. Things
I'm
will
gonna
really
make it
start to
permanent.
unwind through there. They got the
this
big
to see
wreck
if it was
westbound
gonna work.
I-76 at 270 cleared. That drive now wide
You see
open
how
if you're coming
better
down from
everything sounds?
96th Avenue. Watch for a stall heading up into the high country here, westbound I-70 at the foot of Floyd Hill in the left lane. Denver weather today, sunny, hot, high of 90. Right now we're at 70. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
All right, you know what? There's evil lurking in your ductwork and in your furnace. It makes your furnace dirty. And dirt and grime in your furnace will kill it more than anything. It'll cut down on efficiency. It is truly the worst thing that can happen. And Fix It 24/7 has the $39 Extreme Clean. For new customers only, they want to show you what they can do. The old ones, they know, the ones who had it done, and they're sold. Fix It wants to be your company. You call them, you'll get this extreme clean, and you won't be haunted by the dust, dirt, and debris and crap anymore. It's like a refurbishment. By the way, in case you don't know, I was playing on these words for Halloween, but okay, I shouldn't have to tell you that. Here's the number. FixMyHome.com is the website, and then you click Book Now, but you can call 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com, Book Now. Hey, Sheridan Auto Tech has everything you want in auto repair facilities. First of all, they have the longevity and experience and honesty and value, and then variety. They do big and small repairs and maintenance. They do electrical issues and pre-buy inspections for used cars, just $120. And they have free drive-by diagnostics where they'll give you up to an hour to figure out what's wrong with your car. You gotta check these guys out. Sheridan Auto Tech on Colfax, west of Wadsworth, 303-455-7242, 303-455-7242. Made in the Shade. They come to your house. Listen to this. They measure and have a designer help you pick out the right stuff for your house, whether it's a redo or brand new, and then come up with a price. If you love it, they order it, they have it delivered, and they have the best installers in the business. It is a one-stop shop made in the shade. DenverShades.co is the website. Mark got that website for him. That's cool, isn't it? DenverShades.co. 720-458-6566. Man, that Zoom is crystal clear. Freaking crystal clear. Oh, I'm so thrilled.
Sherry's Bar and Grill. I think I took my looks.
Shit out of me. I had to diagram it out. It was so.
My parents love Sherry.
It's hard to explain unless you know. It's called mix minus.
Chinese food.
Explain what that is. When you're on the radio,
Was it Chinese food?
Yeah, it's spectacular Chinese food, which is strange for an
they
American
feed you
bar.
back.
Bar and Grill.
But if they feed you back,
Yeah.
you're
I see.
with the station.
Sherry.
Then there's a
Now it's a Mexican restaurant, Nick.
It's been Mexican for a while.
It's called
Shannon
Heinz.
does at the station. Radio station.
Yeah, but it's really good. I took my kids there last week. I've been there a few times. Mexican food's excellent.
And the guests, they feed that
It used to be that
That
Ristown,
shit.
that Ristown bar and grill used to be there.
It's magic. the way they
Yeah, you know, he was a Denver building inspector.
only
I think I went to school.
Otherwise, it'd drive you crazy. Now you hear yourself local,
Inspector, but you know, it's
but
funny.
you don't hear
During his
yourself come back
inspections, he'd get him
because it would
down
drive you
over there.
nuts.
He'd
Well,
build all the refrigeration.
in order to have mix minus, this has mix minus, and so when I connected to this alone,
I sent all my employees over there.
but as soon as I connected to this, so what I surmised was that mix minus was not getting to this, and that was because the way I was going through it, I wasn't. To make a long story short, I had to sync up these two to talk to each other exactly the way this.
Sure.
So it went this way, and it worked
Did you do that last night or this morning?
last night, and then I tested it. They have loopback
He was able to work on that rest house. I didn't do his inspection. He'd
And
start his building inspection like at
like-
5 in the morning because they had.
Congratulations. How's the melatonin issue?
I forget it's.
I didn't take it.
Good.
No, it was too much for me. I gotta cut those up. Literally 2 bottles a year supply, so I only take 1 a day. I bought 360
I don't know what it is now.
unless I just. I think it's. Gotta get it.
It used to be Godfather's Pizza. That was
God,
that
that's
was
an old
your
one.
time. That was in the late 60s. It was one of the
Subs
first
every 4
Godfather
weeks,
pizza franchises. Your place was
Oklahoma had a ton of those.
You filled
Like they still do.
Actually,
Everywhere.
Let's see. I do 4 weeks at a
Yeah, they were a cool little restaurant. It was kind of like a Pizza Hut, but better.
7 days.
Wow.
The reason I do that is so I don't have to every day take.
I don't know. I was in Oklahoma for a while.
It's a
and
pretty good
I just
system.
remember going there.
761-6400. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John Jones Jr. is with Integra Insurance. They're busier than a one-armed paper hanger right now because it is open enrollment, or they're getting ready for open enrollment through December. And John, Jim has a very simple question. So his daughter's in surgery and has some carcinoma removed. And the dermatologist walks out, and another colleague came in and sewed her up. Her insurance says, wait a minute, we're going to pay for your dermatologist. He's in network. We're not paying for that other guy. Have you ever heard that?
Sure.
Well, what is it? Is it wrong?
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's so. Colorado first passed a bill against this for no surprise billing, or legislation as far as dealing with no surprise billing, and now it's at the federal level as well. So nationwide, and so there are ways to dispute it. I'd certainly start with the insurance company and explain. I'm sure he has, but
I don't know. Jim, what did you say when your insurance company said we're not paying it?
Well, it's my daughter. When she called the insurance company, they said that the second doctor, the one that came in, something about that doctor did not have the proper credentials. I'm not sure what that means, and that the insurance won't cover that bill for that doctor.
Well, then I would say it's on her dermatologist to cover it.
Tom, it might have been a medical student that was doing an internship there and hanging out. And if it was a medical student, there's nothing wrong with having a senior medical student stitch up a wound. But obviously, he's not a doctor, and he wouldn't be covered by the insurance. So that may have been what happened.
Okay, so Doc.
That's possibly.
So the way I look at it, that's on the dermatologist, right?
Absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think, John?
Well, it is also just for all listeners. It's always best practice to be be as diligent as possible when you're having things like that done, outpatient surgery, whatever it is, that you're having those conversations with the office, with the doctor, to ensure that anyone who walks
That's
in the
right.
room is
That's
in
right.
network,
But-
who's coming in, who's not. I mean, unfortunately, that's a lot of that responsibility is put on us. As
But
patients.
I think it's incumbent on the provider. I don't think it should be put on us once you get authorization.
Of course. Now, there's also, if there continues to be an issue with this, if you go to the DOI, there is, if you have a complaint about a doctor or other healthcare provider, especially for issues involving inappropriate billing that may be in violation of Colorado's health insurance surprise billing protections, there's a specific spot on the DOI website where you can file a complaint with the Division of Professions and Occupations.
Okay.
Okay. And what department is that? The Division of
Dora.
So if you go to the Division of Insurance, Colorado Division of Insurance, and you click File a Complaint, and you scroll down, you'll see it's under the big blue rectangle that says click here to file an insurance complaint. If you look under that, it says if you have a complaint about a doctor or other health insurance provider that you think could be involved in inappropriate billing.
Right. And DOR, when I said DOR, that's the mother load. That's the Department of Regulatory Agencies. But underneath that, you have then the individual ones that regulate all of the others. And the Insurance Commission has a site all unto themselves, right, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And make sure that you call the dermatology office and get the name of the person who did the stitching.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, I don't think they're going to come after you for it. Now, while I have you on the phone, John, when does open enrollment officially start?
So open enrollment for individuals and families under age 65 who buy their own health insurance, that starts November 1st.
Okay.
Annual enrollment is for Medicare. That's like Medicare Advantage.
Yeah,
Medicare
yeah.
Prescription drug plans. That starts October 15th.
But in either case, it's not too soon for people to call you, right?
No, it's not too soon. I mean, we can't really quote IFP 2025 plans. IFP is individual family plans, so the under age 65. It'll probably be a couple more weeks before we're able to quote 2025 rates, but they're certainly welcome to call. We can start having conversations.
Exactly, on what they need and all of that. So what I tell people is I never, and maybe this seems silly, but I've trusted you guys for so many years. I have never, ever looked for insurance. You guys come to me and say, this is good, this is good, this is good. In fact, I didn't even know I had a problem, John. You guys saved me $500 freaking bucks a year on just one supplement. But here what's the weird thing I don't understand, John. I got the same supplement, but I saved $500. How did it, the same great supplement, how did I go out and back in and save money?
It just depends on, if different carriers, they can close a block, things like that, that allows you to get back into, if you're on a plan G, if you medically qualify. And keep in mind, if you're on a Medicare supplement, you have to medically qualify to change your supplement, right? We have to answer some health questions there.
Oh, yeah, they interviewed me.
Even if you've been on one plan for several years and you're still healthy, maybe it's worth giving a call and saying, okay, let's look to see if I can get back into that same plan.
Right.
At a different rate.
Exactly. So your dad says, Tom, I know you're with, I think it's Wellaby. They're great people, and you can go back to them, but we have another plan with them that's cheaper that has the same benefits. And I said, well, let's do it. And he says, but you're going to have to qualify. If not, you keep what you have. But see, these are things these guys tell you about and coach you, and that's what's important. So I urge you, don't ever do it alone. 303-466-5500 is their number, 466-5500, IntegraInsurance.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Well, that mobile roadwork they're doing westbound Highway 36 approaching Wadsworth, looks like they've reopened our right lane in there. Traffic a little heavy if you're traveling up towards the Broomfield or into Boulder area. Westbound Highway 36, there is some heavier traffic approaching Church Ranch through there. They're also doing some of that work southbound I-25 right around Spear. Watch for those delays down from I-70. Got a crash working westbound I-70 right about Dahlia. They've been tying up that left main line, and we're seeing those backups stretch to Havana now. Denver weather for today. We're looking at mostly sunny skies and a high up near 90 degrees. Right now we're at 76. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood and real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more, all at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
You know, Renew Home Innovations does the most beautiful showers, those shower conversions, and they do them so there is never any maintenance. They can do it in 2 or 3 days. And by the way, they're made for comfort. Whether you're younger or older, there's no threshold to stumble over, to walk over, to step over. You don't get into a tub. It just goes smoothly in. They have perimeter drain seats, grab bars. They have soap dish. You make them the way you want, custom made. And you have 72 months to pay with no interest. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. I hope you never need Joe Lazzara, but you will never find a more dedicated attorney if you're in trouble. Now listen, if you get a DUI, if you get a ticket, if you get an assault charge, if these things happen, okay, people get into fights, you'd be surprised how something so simple can turn into a criminal charge. Here's what happens, okay? You call Joe Lazzara for a free consultation. Don't ever shop for an attorney under pressure. I know Joe, so I've done the shopping for you. He'll talk to you free of charge, give you some advice. Then, if you want to hire him, it's on a flat rate basis. Lazzara. You can Google him, look for him at referralist.com, or give him a call directly. It's Lazzara Legal, 303-429-6200, 429-6200. You know, we've known Garrett, and before Garrett, the owner before Garrett, and Ted started this company. This company's been on a referral list more than 20 years. 888heating.com. You know, they do good, honest work. They're good people. They're specializing in high-efficiency units as well. And also, a $45 deep clean. They say, you know what? We're going to deep clean and take the worry out. We're going to go through the whole dang thing. And we believe we do a great job that will extend the life and efficiency of your furnace. Give them a call or go online. It's 888-HEATING.com or 303-770-2776.
You know, when things happen, people have the reaction. Yeah. I'm not talking about launching a nuke, but...
What we should do to
My son
Iran?
is pretty liberal. You know, he's a millennial.
Well, this thing with Iran, Shannon, you see what they're going to be doing now, don't you?
What?
They're going to bomb the shit out of their oil fields. They should hit their nuke sites. Screw them. You send 180 cruise missiles, I'd destroy that country right now.
Hey, by the way, thankfully they weren't cruise missiles, right?
Yeah.
They were like VW buses with a rocket on them.
Did you see the one that was stuck in a building and didn't blow up?
Yeah.
No. Was that just recent?
Yeah, it was from yesterday.
Oh.
It's like in top of a building, and it's big as hell, man.
Yeah.
It's a big rocket.
It's a big rocket.
Uh-oh, what the hell happened?
And it's
It
like
didn't blow up.
it didn't blow up. It just like went into the roof.
Didn't detonate.
And its tail ass is sticking out. It's funny looking.
Got stuck in a tar and gravel.
Like a plane crash.
I wouldn't want to be the guy that's got to go get it out of the building.
Yeah, right. Good go.
I'd hire some subcontractors to handle that.
Some subs.
By the way, why would you poke the bear of the people who blew up all the pagers and the
I can't.
walkie-talkies?
I think they're insane. Iran launching all those, I think they thought some of them would get through. I mean, I know some of them did, but...
Did some get through? I thought they nixed them all
but
almost.
no one got hurt.
They all basically destroyed property. Nobody was killed.
Everybody was already in shelters. They
You
got
light
a
up those
5-hour
damn,
warning.
you light up their oil fields, they'll be on fire for 5 years. And that's it. There's their only commodity they have to deal with. They're done. They're cooked. Until Biden ships over more pallets of money, that is.
Well, and they also have to blow up their nuclear facilities.
That
which
would be
could
very smart. Just like in Top Gun, the new one.
Yeah.
Right.
Maverick.
Yeah, the problem is that unless they have specific bunker busting bombs from the United States, there are very few armaments that can get their underground nuclear sites.
It's probably
That's
true.
the issue.
That's why you go for those oil fields.
Right.
Well, I don't know if Biden has.
It's their only asset, man. I
given
mean, they have
them
nothing
any-
else.
has
No one
Biden-
vacations in Iran.
Did Biden leave any Moabs in Afghanistan? Because you got to think those are in.
Yeah, that's
Iran's
true.
hands.
They can go grab them in Afghanistan.
Right?
I say we cut off their bare ankle porn stream.
Bare ankles.
That
Oh,
is so
don't
hot.
show that ankle, lady.
Oh my God, that is so hot! I got this. I'm trying to.
You know, it's like the porn site for gynecologists. I went on it. It was just pictures of women's faces because they thought we saw enough of the other stuff.
Yep.
Enough of the others.
It's like Advent Health. Advent Health's new motto: "Feel whole." He did that for like 40 years. Oh, theirs is with a W. Hang on.
What's that? Okay.
Feel whole. Stand by. Stand by for more you, Tom. Are you back?
I'm back. I'm here.
Yay.
I'm here.
Yay.
Association and the Office of Judicial Performance Evaluation.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Nick Gravina, I got some questions for you on your 50 lines of windows. Now, do you have, somebody wants to know if you have clad windows, vinyl
sir.
windows, or fiberglass windows, or what kind of frames do you have?
Any and all of them.
Okay. Now.
And multiples of each of them.
Okay. What do you like? I know that professionally I've looked at these over the years, and I don't think there's any one better than the other. I don't like, by the way, anything wood at all. That's just my own personal preference. Wood just doesn't hold up in Colorado. I like clad. That's okay if you cover the wood. But are all clad windows wood underneath, or are they other things underneath?
Most of them, when they're clad, they are a wood-based window. So they all have pros and cons. That's why we sell them all. You know, some is color, some's aesthetic, some strength, some is beauty. It just depends. You know, truthfully, at the end of the day, I am a wood-clad guy. I love the beauty of wood. I think it's great. I think it has some of the best paint properties for the Colorado weather, but it is on the upper echelons. You know, but we have something for everybody. And again, some people like yourself don't like wood. They've had bad experience.
No, I don't mind the clad wood, but I hate regular wood. Yeah.
Right. And then we have people that, you know, vinyl has such a bad name out there because of the cheap builder grade vinyl, but there's fantastic vinyl out there too. You know, again, it's just people feed into it. You know, fiberglass has great properties. There's composites out there that are fantastic.
I'm going to ask, if you were putting windows in your house, what would you use? I mean, I'm not saying the other ones are bad, but what would you use?
I mean, what I put in my house was our highest grade vinyl. That was the most insulated window that we could find.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Tom Martino.
Thank you.
Hey, Shannon, I think we got it knocked.
I'm Tom Martin.
Yeah, no big deal.
Shut
Just
up.
like they used to do on SNL.
I've done worse.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
So they're saying the audio's all fucked up. Just read it. I already know the problem with the video.
There is no problem.
It's got to be just lower resolution. Ours is going to freeze at that resolution no matter what we do.
Well, it's not freezing in the 10 people I checked with. I have them texting me. I swear to God, and they're all over the city. So I purposely had that done today, and they're also listening to the audio and said there's nothing wrong with the quality of audio at all, either on radio or YouTube. However, the return audio from the station was a little low, and I turned that up. So that was a little low, and that has to be adjusted, but I did that, and they said now they can hear the studio as well. So if you guys talk, they should be able to hear you.
Cool.
But I don't see anybody saying it's all fucked up.
Well, there's a lot of good companies that we have for HVAC on
So my sister said 95, 96 was when she worked for Tom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, almost 30 years ago.
Man.
Yeah. They said that she worked for Lucent Floor Wax for a little bit too, back when they were both together. That was a long time ago too.
It must have been J-Core then.
I think that's right.
Yeah, before Clear Channel.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that's a grip, man. That's a few years.
Coffee. I'll be stepping away for a minute. Do you have any?
Obviously, I can't believe
Oh, no,
I've been
I'm
here
good,
for
thanks.
41 years in Denver.
All my cases
Just
are
when I think about that,
Where are you from originally?
I
New
just
York.
sent an update on the
What
post
part?
office case. And I never resolved
Brooklyn
it.
and Queens.
I'd like to keep that so I can
You're
go get more
Rangers
coffee
fan?
with.
Excuse me?
Rangers fan?
I have a great story. So my first wife is back in the.
Oh, I'm helping Bo with that. So the
My
attorney.
father-in-law was best friends
So the next step.
with.
I'm waiting to hear from the attorney and or
I
Bo.
think- who's the
That
announcer?
elderly lady made an appointment for her free consultation with the attorney.
You know, it's so funny. I keep losing names.
Yeah.
For the Rangers?
Yeah.
Isn't it like Ken something?
Yeah. Anyway, but it was his father, the guy who got in trouble for something. Anyway, you know the name. I'm just blanking on it. So he says, "You want some Ranger tickets to the games?" I said, great. So, Marv Alpert.
Oh, okay.
So it's famous with Marv Alpert's dad. So he says, "Do you want some Ranger tickets? I'll get Marv to get you some." I said, "Great, that'll be fantastic." So I get the tickets. We're in the very last row in the old Madison Square Garden. I thought maybe it'd be press box seats or first row.
You're shooting at him again.
Oh yeah, they do that. They're
I was
very-
a Ranger fan. I was a Mets fan. I had season tickets to the Mets
Yep, that's what they
and
do.
the Jets when I lived in New York.
We had a guy that worked for us from Long Island, Strong Island, as they say, right?
Yeah.
And I brought up the Rangers to him once, and man, our relationship changed. He's like, man, I'm an Islanders fan,
Right.
and Islanders only. Don't talk about the Rangers.
You know, that's why I always tell people I never really got into college football because if you live in New York City, you have all these pro teams, and there are no real colleges to root for. You know, once in a while, St. John's would get into the NIT, but other than that, there was, you didn't have big football stadiums, and
Right.
Nick,
so we just were all, we had 3 pro teams for every sport.
is Nick Gervina still there?
Yep. Yes.
Hi, Nick. This is Dimitri. I'm over in Tom's studio. Hey, I was wondering, is it okay for me to ask you a question about possibly rebuilding my 3 Eagle windows?
Sure. So that's an Anderson window now that bought Eagle.
Oh, well, I have 3 that are exterior windows, and they were built. I live in a multi-unit building downtown. They were built in '99, and they're leaking both the sound and the air leaks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to avoid the expense and the permitting requirements in this historical district of replacing the entire windows. I'm wondering if you guys can just replace the 2 halves that slide. The bottom half slides up and the top half slides down for some reason. And I was wondering if you guys can just rebuild those.
I'd be more than happy to come take a look at it for you.
Oh, cool.
It's the thing with Eagles that they were bought by Anderson a while back.
Mm-hmm.
There has been some product changes.
Oh yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
Right. So if we have some markings on it, we can try to find a serial number or a stamp somewhere with inside it, and I can try to get it to my Anderson people, see if they can pull up the order and see if there's anything that's still made the same or if there's parts and pieces available. But just like anything anymore, things change over so much anymore.
Oh yeah.
Just like a computer after 10 years
Sure.
anymore, it seems like stuff's just not available. And unfortunately, the path is, third-party stuff or full replacement.
Yeah, I just kind of, I was hoping you guys might be able to just kind of refabricate the sliding parts.
And it's possible. It's not really what we do, but I am very good at Windows. It's the one thing I'm good at in this world.
Cool.
But I'd be more than happy to,
Thanks, Nick.
come look at it for you. I mean, if you want to email me with your information,
Yeah. I'll shoot you an email with that
I'll come
stuff.
down personally and take a look and tell you just a straight answer about it. So.
Oh, and by the way, there are 130 units in this building, and I'm not the only one whose windows are failing.
Are they wood on wood?
They're all wood.
Okay. What part of downtown?
Lodo, 15th and Blake.
Okay.
So I'm
you know the Meadowlark bar down there off 27th and Larimer?
No, that's a bad neighborhood I don't go to.
It's a lot different than it used to be. We're doing some historic round windows for them. Here coming up with half circle single hungs, and they're wood on wood coming back in to meet historic because it's from 1885.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty cool project. So yeah, we can definitely take a look for you. But yeah, my email's nick@gravinawindows.com. If you email me directly, then I can definitely set up something to probably come see you next week. I'm pretty booked this
awesome.
week.
And then I can distribute your information. Like if it turns out something you can do, I can email building wide your contact information.
That'd be fantastic.
Because there are
Yeah, I'd
many
appreciate
people
that.
complaining about their windows failing, and it might be a good source of new business for you.
Right, and we'd like to start with kind of how one is, and see if that's kind of the collaboration for.
Thanks.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. So let's get to the phones and see what we can do for you. Okay, now, one thing I want to mention, we have a guest today, Nick Gravina from Gravina Windows and Siding, and they are on West Evans and have been in Denver as long as I have been, or longer. So I believe the granddad started this in 72, and then Larry Gravina went to work for his dad he started his own company. He went to work in 72 and started his own company in 88, if I had that correctly.
Yep, that sounds correct.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Deputy Bo has an update, and we need to talk about that one. I got to find that original call. Deputy Bo, which one was this?
It came in on Wednesday, September 25th. He bought some tickets in June to the Alan Jackson concert. And
yes, I remember that.
Got hacked,
and recently, because he got an email saying the tickets were transferred to a guy named Jish Lop and with a Gmail address. And did someone hacked in? We heard to what, 5,000 accounts?
Yeah, there was
5 million. Sorry, 5 million accounts.
Yeah, I don't think it was Richard. It wasn't Richard's fault, but they did transfer the ownership of the tickets to I think a burner email.
And what happened?
So I made a few phone calls, and I was able to. They wouldn't talk to me, but I had to email my request to the media department of Ticketmaster. And they sent me an email back. They're very nice. They said they would look into the issue. I called Richard Todd and said, just be patient. I think we can get somewhere with this. And the very next day, they restored his tickets back to his phone so he can go to the Alan Jackson concert, whoever he is, in January 2025. And this was a $1,900 value. So I think you should pull your dinger out for that one.
My dinger was already out in my hand when you said that, and so I was able to.
And I do think
TMI, Tom, too much information.
All right. Hey, Bo, that's great, Bo. So listen, on this other one you're working on, let's just get it out there. God, it sucks. So this Garcia guy, Justin Garcia, what's an update? Let's talk about it. I know that Dimitri helped a little, but I know that you've been really spearheading this. So take it away, Bo. What's going on?
So the latest is we finally got the right district attorney. This happened. The El Paso district attorney is responsible for this jurisdiction in this area. But Carol called. The DA would not do anything till a police report was made. So she did call the police actually a month ago and got a report going. So we're trying to get a copy of the report. And I told Carol they're kind of, Colorado Springs police is kind of dragging their feet on the report. So I told her she needs to even go to the station today and get a copy of this police report about Justin Garcia's theft of $62,000, so the district attorney in El Paso can start working on it. Dimitri was very instrumental in finding a local lawyer up here in Parker, Colorado, that's willing to talk to her pro bono about starting action against Garcia.
Listen, this Garcia guy, he was all big mouth, big mouth, talking about how honest he is and how we have it all wrong. He's gone curiously silent, hasn't he? And
yes,
he was making all kinds of threats, wasn't he?
He threatened me for slander, slander, and he said he was going to come on to the show, but he actually did call in, but he called into the wrong show. So I left him a message, and I said, we're here from 10 to 2. I gave him the phone numbers to call in and state your side of the story so you're not going to be slandered.
Yep.
He just won't call in. I know, and I'm going to tell you, I know you're listening, Justin Garcia. You need to call in. And
he's a scumbag.
Remember, I took that call, guys. He called in during Dan Caplis, and he stayed on for a half an hour, and I actually put him on hold multiple times to take other callers because Dan Caplis takes calls. And he stayed through, but inevitably he said, nope, we're going to handle this in court. And that's where you'll hear my voice.
Yeah. He is a scumbag. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call this scumbag and tell him you heard about him. You're going to pass the word around. Try to get online and make as many reviews as you can based on this case. 719-571-0437. He goes by several names. Patriot Building, Patriot Remodeling Services, and Patriot Remodeling Services, LLC, and also the latest one. What was the name of that?
Innate Architecture, Engineering, and Construction.
Thank you. That's it. This guy is truly a piece of garbage. So, Justin Garcia, I told you, come after me, bro. Get your attorney. Who's your attorney? Let's talk. I want to tear you up and then chew you up and spit you out like the garbage you are. In fact, I don't think I'd chew you up because you're so disgusting. I think instead we just put you straight in the trash.
I'd like to give out his address, Tom.
Well, I'm hesitant.
Okay.
I don't want crazy. Look, I don't want people saying, we heard about you. You're a scumbag. You stole $62,000. I don't want people trying to take matters into their own hands as far as injury to this guy or anything, obviously. But
we need to keep calling his phone number.
Yeah, professionally, we got to shut him down. We got to shut him down. 719-571-0437. Tell me what happens when you call that number. Did anyone call lately? 719-571-0437.
You can leave a voice. I called the other day. The voicemail was full, but I think a lot of our loyal listeners were calling in to the number.
Does he have an email?
That I do not.
Oh, yeah, he does. He does. Here it is. Ready? Okay. I think Dee found this. Patriot Remodeling Services, LLC @gmail.com. I'm going to put that up on YouTube. And I want you guys to email Justin the scumbag. That's what I'm writing, and I'm going to give it right here. Let's do it.
And Tom,
yes,
there's also a private detective who contacted me on Monday night, and he volunteered to help us research Justin Garcia's background
and see if he has any assets.
Exactly. And he already sent me about a dozen screenshots of the information he found. So, Justin, if you're listening, please write a check. There's a freight train.
Oh, no. We're going to get him. I want to get him arrested. This is a crime. I don't care what you say. This is a crime. This is a crime. And you steal money? What, are you kidding me? At least that's my opinion.
$62,000.
Anybody else have another opinion on that? Can you possibly say it's not? And by the way, I want you guys to do me a favor. I got a text here saying when they call, they don't get anything. Now, somebody got a busy signal. Nobody's emailed yet. Anyway, 303-713-8255 is our number. Now, on this thing, I just want you to know we're not going to give up on it. Now, we had another problem we're going to come back to on the residential mail delivery. And that had to do with, was it Bailey? No, what was the section or area? Just tell me that.
So the town is called Bellevue.
Bellevue, yeah. And the postal people at Bellevue are liars. And we're going to tell you about that. And we ratted them out. And I'm going to give you the results coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
How do you do it? Some people read pamphlets, others go online. What works for you?
The Blue Book or visiting knowyourjudge.com.
Voting for judges is extremely important to all Coloradans.
You have the job of voting to keep or dismiss judges. This November, make an informed choice.
Visit knowyourjudge.com and get the simple, impartial, nonpartisan facts.
Sponsored by the Colorado Broadcasters Association and the Office of Judicial Performance Evaluation.
888heating.com. Our people at 888 Heating and Air, they are honest and they are with us more than 20 years at referralist.com. And I know Garrett, who took this company over many years ago, is doing a great job. And you can get their deep clean for $45 along with a complete check of your heating system before winter comes. So you can have that no breakdown guarantee. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com. The Art of Granite, they will give you a free estimate on the phone right now. You call them, whether it's granite, quartzite, quartz, marble, any kind of natural stone, any kind, or man-made materials. They love doing countertops, wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away is free, and free estimates on the phone right now. Call them. You will love the way they do business. 303-386-5919. You even get free materials if you can find them in their remnant yard. That's right. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919. Integra Insurance. We've heard from them on this show several times. They are the experts, the certified brokers for health insurance. You don't pay a dime going through Integra. In fact, you save money. They've helped me, and they've helped me for years, even before I had Medicare. And they can help you with Medicare, with supplements, or with Medicare Advantage. Now, if you're buying other plans for your family, private family plans or individual plans, they can help you too. They'll find the best plan. And open enrollment's coming up. You need to get with them. 303-466-5500. Health insurance made simple and smart. Let them do it all. IntegraInsurance.com.
Nice.
What's nice?
Kelly is going over the Waffle House menu with her husband on the phone right now.
Classy people they are.
Oh
We
my
are
God.
talking very important stuff here that I'm getting to the bottom of.
We were talking about how in a disaster area like North Carolina, you can tell how bad things are if your Waffle House is closed. That's a bad sign. Normally they stay open no matter what.
Do one or two. It's a couple hours, So insurance jobs, half of a wall, or
And I was telling her my usual thing that I get is an off-menu situation. 3 pork chops, 4 eggs over Reese's, sourdough toast, and hash browns.
The oldest one is Sharon.
They call it the meat lovers.
They were all in the business.
Look at you, Dimitri.
But Carol's in the middle.
We love the big D sitting there with you, Tom.
Sharon's the oldest.
Yeah, he does a great job.
Heard everybody tell me how
Turn that mic on, sorry.
I don't think she's doing anything.
Did we already talk about this, or am I?
A little bit.
The post office.
A lot of us don't talk.
Did he already talk about it?
There's certain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Then.
I'm not
You
sure.
guys.
Okay.
I mean, I'm the younger generation.
Oh my God.
I talk to,
Well, you mentioned that they were liars. Did we talk about it? Did we finish talking about it?
Remember your Mike was driving your grandpa.
I don't know what you're talking about, you mother.
I like the verbal. He didn't have a driver's license. I think he wrecked the damn thing. But then he snuck it in. He snuck it in the garage and tried to put some Bondo on it, spray paint or something. Goddamn.
I heard they used to have epic parties when my grandparents were out of town.
Oh yeah.
I guess just crazy big.
Yeah, I used to go to the party. I think in kegs over, set them in trash cans, ice them out.
Yeah. I don't think kids do
Yeah, I
that
got in
stuff
trouble
anymore.
with the Gabina kids back in the day.
Yeah. But it created memories, right?
Their dad and I got in a fight.
Oh yeah?
We used to tell we got into some disagreement. We went out onto the boat dock and fought. And he was a lot tougher than me, but I was able to kind of kick him in the leg and he fell off the dock. He fell off the dock. And then we were pissed at each other, but then I don't know what it was about. But we became friends. I can't remember what it was about.
That's funny.
They're crazy.
What, he?
Did your dad ever talk about the DeLuca family?
That's what I was thinking.
They were next door to me.
What?
And the DeLucas and they were both Italian, Catholic, and they all. He was in the window business too. I forget the name of his.
F you, Kelly.
Yep.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's continue our festivities here with any questions you might have. I have some texts for Nick Gravina, GravinaWindows.com. All right, we talked about frames. You have clad, you have aluminum, you have vinyl, you have fiberglass, you have wood windows, right? And
correct.
You have them all. Now, as far as the glass, the IGU, the insulated glass unit, someone wants to know your take on the low E film. Is it worth it? Do you like the low E?
Absolutely. And there's different types of low E.
Talk about that.
Being educated in low E is very important, I think. I think there's a lot of companies out there that are not educated. They just say, hey, it has low E. They don't know the different properties that are going to be better for the homeowner and how the house reacts energy efficient wise. So, most people, we have like a 2-coat or a 3-coat system, and everybody calls it something different.
Does it wear off?
It shouldn't, no. It's an actual, silver oxide that's sprayed on the glass that's in between the two sealed units. So it should never wear off because it's actual metal flake. But the 2-coat's going to give you some solar reflection. But the 3-coat's going to give you even more. So if you have no trees and west and south facing and you just get cooked, you want to go into that 3-coat process. And when you go up into the mountains, sometimes, you don't want to reflect the solar, you want to accept it. And then we do an inboard low E, which helps retain the heat on the interior. So knowing all the different combinations of all that stuff actually really helps improve the overall experience instead of just taking the base package, or if it's a new salesman at a company that doesn't know anything. We try to educate all our customers, on, the low E, so to make sure that they understand what they're getting and what's best for them, because they're the ones who live there and we don't.
Can you, Tom, weigh in on the argon gas?
I think argon gas is great. We use it in our vinyl products. We do not use it in our fiberglass or clad products. My reasoning behind that is most people, or most of the manufacturers we get, have a cap at 5,000 feet for argon. We're just barely above that here, you know, at the 5280 city. The vinyl I do it in because the vinyl's more pliable. So
what does argon gas do in these window units?
So it's a clear inert gas that's, you know, about 3 to 4 times more dense than air. So just like if you have an empty cavity between your 2x4 walls in your house, it's kind of like putting that fiberglass insulation there. It helps slow the process of the energy transfer. So it takes longer for the transfer to go through on the energy. One of the best examples I've ever been told was if you're standing on a diving board of a pool with no water in it and you drop a bowling ball, that's air. You fill it up with water, that bowling ball hits and slowly sinks. And that bowling ball is kind of what the energy would do. It just takes longer for that transfer to happen.
Gotcha.
So it also helps with sound. So it's really good. But we do not put them in our fiberglass or clad windows here because those are more rigid frames. And I do believe you're going to have more premature seal failures and or more stress cracks because the frames are stronger than the glass at that point.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I want to go back to the phones here. People, give us a call if you have any questions on anything today or a problem, question, or complaint. Don't let it fester. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We're going to get back to that post office thing. Yes, I promised you that, but I want to go to Rodney. Rodney, go ahead.
Good morning.
Hey, what's
Yes,
happening?
I just wanted to I just wanted to let you know that there is a individual named Gary Crocker that is presenting himself as the official Publishers Clearinghouse Winner's Circle. Sent me a beautiful article about Winner's Circle.
Now, hold on.
My
So
name is-
you're saying this is a scam?
Yes, it is a scam.
And what the guy, obviously a fake name. What, did he give you a name on the phone?
He gave me his name. He has a real name, but he did send me a picture of him with the driver's license because I questioned him.
Wait. So what's his
night-
name?
Gary Crocker.
And what kind of driver's license? Is it Colorado?
It was a Nevada driver's license.
Okay.
With
And
his picture on it.
Did he
supposedly.
call you first?
Yes.
Okay. And what did he promise?
He promised me $8 million and $5,000 a week and a numerous.
Wait, so did he say you won?
I was a Grim Wonder number one winner. Yes.
Really? And what did you have to do to
Mhm.
get it?
Well, at the bottom of the letter down here, it says in order to receive it, you have to register it, and in order to do that,
That was $5
there is
million,
a
right? $5
$100
million.
fee.
And what's the fee?
The fee's $300.
Okay, did you pay it?
Well, that's a hell of a bargain.
Yeah, what idiot's not going to pay that to get $5 million?
So what was so funny was last night I was online with him, and I saw a picture of him in the background, which is a guy, I guess, from Puerto Rico or San Juan or someplace. But anyway, the picture that's on his driver's license is a white guy, and he's a Caribbean individual. But they think of what it was is that $300.
Damn foreigners,
He said,
all of
well,
them.
I'll pay the. Yeah, he said, well, I'll pay the $200, and you only pay $100. So. I
Did you
said,
pay
well,
the
that's a hell of a
100 at
deal.
least?
So
Hey,
I
if,
sent
if,
him
if I put up the money, will you split the $5 million with me?
Yeah, I will.
Hey,
So I
listen,
sent
do
him
you
$100
have, hold on,
his card.
seriously, do you have a number for this guy?
Oh yeah, well, he's got phone numbers here, but
No, can I call him? I want to call him.
yeah, I've got. Let's see, the list their phone number is.
Hold on, don't
914
give it to me on the air. I want you to give it to Kachina off the air. Do it right now.
Okay.
Hold on. Kachina, get this number down. I'm sure this is guy offshore, and I'm sure I can take the chance of exposing this son of a person. Nick Gravina, another quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Somebody just texted this. Is it true that the gas just leaches out in Colorado anyway, and you don't ever end up using it? I mean, you know, the argon gas.
Again, they say it can dissipate. They say it can be anywhere from 0.5% to 1% per year. Most windows to be considered argon filled are 90% full. So, if you can get the use out of it for the first 10, 20 years, I do think it's worth it. But yes, I do think it will dissipate over time. But I do.
Now,
think
do
the
you ever
properties are
combine
good.
argon gas with the low E?
All the time.
And how much more does it give you than just the low E?
As far as energy efficiency?
Yeah.
It can lower the U factor on a window, which is the overall efficiency of the window, by 0.03, 0.04%, which is, or not percent, a factor, which can actually relate to a lot.
Wow. Okay.
So argon is definitely helpful. Like I said, it's kind of like insulation in your walls.
Okay. This is Nick Gravina from GravinaWindows.com, Gravina Windows and Siding. We've known them for many, many years. They're our guest today. If you have any questions for him and anywhere else, let us know. I'm going to also get an update on this. I'm going to promise you the post office update. And then we're also going to talk about this Publishers Clearinghouse. I'm going to call this clown, this Gary Crocker, which is a crock in and of itself. And just stay tuned, 303-713-8255.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Norton 360.
We had that medical emergency westbound C470 in between University and Broadway. That has cleared now. So all lanes reopened and our backups have cleared out nicely too. We're looking good on that drive getting across Highlands Ranch. And our crash cleared westbound I-70 at Dahlia. Now a wide open trip if you're coming in from Aurora, clear across to I-25. Up in the Brighton area, it looks like we got a wreck tying up Highway 85 at Bromley. We're seeing those delays for north and southbound traffic through there. As we take a look at your weather forecast for the rest of today, plenty of sunshine, high up to 90. Clear skies overnight, we'll get down to 49. Right now we're at 79 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your password security with Norton 360. Weak passwords can be targets. That's why Password Manager is included in Norton 360 to help keep you safe. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off at norton.com/secure.
K&H Home Solutions is one of the oldest home improvement companies in Colorado. And did you know that they actually do some bathrooms, some remodeling, shower remodeling as well? Yeah, they're a full-service company. And they were established like 68 years ago. They also do everything on the outside of your house. All products are meant to be durable, energy efficient, add beauty to your home with custom fits and low maintenance. Now, what I'd like you to do is consider that Provia entry door. It's a beautiful 20-gauge steel door, and most are like lighter than that. They're pre-finished with beautiful colors. Now, again, K&H does bathroom remodeling and shower conversions. 303-421-7100, khwindows.com. You know, one of the things I love about Made in the Shade is the one-stop aspect. So you call them for window coverings, and they come out to your home, measure, and help you pick the right stuff. The people who come out are designers. And when they do make suggestions, they try to meet your budget as well. And then it's delivered if you go forward, and they install them too. You know, you don't want to try to do these on your own. They're a pain in the butt. 720-458-6566, denvershades.co.
Think about it, right? You know, but that's
Common
how they,
sense.
Well, but that's how they get you, right? Common sense is uncommon. So.
That's a good analogy you did with the bowling ball. I like that.
Thank you.
It was very, a lot of people, even I.
Those hailstorms can kill those seals too pretty easily, can't they?
Yeah, it's hard. People try to claim that, but it's hard to really prove that.
You got to have the right, public adjuster or someone that's fighting for you.
Insurance is the worst for windows and siding. I mean, they're fantastic for roofs, but they're just so far off on windows and siding. It's insane. Even my own house, that one that went through Golden, about 10 years ago, I had siding that got dented. They try to give me, I could put vinyl siding back up on my house at my cost. not really what I had, which was Premier Steel Siding and all this other stuff, you know, and I'd fight them. They're just
Did you get it handled?
mostly.
We got a guy that does that for a living, just fights insurance companies.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money too.
Well, you got to know what you're doing. You know, I got one client right now. He's actually going into arbitration with them right now, public adjuster, all that stuff, because they don't want to pay for a like for like.
I'm going through that personally right now too.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah. It's no fun. Insurance is a different business anymore. It's not about covering you.
And that's a fortune too.
Mm-hmm. And every time you call, you get somebody new. It seems like, you know, turnover. For a while there, they were having us go out and try to make us take the pictures and do all the reports and everything. It's like, why am I going to do your job for free?
Right. That's crazy.
In hopes that, you know, we may get it. It's just.
I think that's part of their business plan now is they shift the consumer around to so many different people. Hopefully they just get sick of it and they either hire a public adjuster or they go away and forget about it because it's so hard to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it is. You know, if we can frustrate them and not answer and not return their calls, they're just going to give up, and then what's the point?
Yeah, I think that's like literally probably a line item on their P&L.
Yeah, we hear it quite often with all the hail. You know, they're not going to pay for this, they're not going to pay for that. I'm like, well, have them meet me out there, and then they'll never want to meet me out there. They don't even want to have a phone call with me. You know?
We just went into the appraisal process, so this month I'll have my public adjuster and this guy that he hired out, and then the company hired someone to come out on their behalf because they're no longer in this state. And then they kind of go down, and there's almost like a arbitrator in the middle. He's not technically an arbitrator, but both sides have agreed to go with whatever dollar amounts finished with him.
Right.
So my biggest thing is connecting stuff. So we've got hardwood everywhere, and a lot of our hardwood got ruined, and that means a lot of it's got to be replaced and then sanded down the entire amount. But then more importantly, all of our doors and our borders and everything are really nice wood. When they remove those and sand the floor, there's going to be a gap in between. So the fight comes down to all this little shit. That's like 60 grand of little shit.
So yeah, if you got new baseboards or new poured around, and they touch, you know, with the paint and all that stuff.
The paint's even crazier because our paint's I don't even know how they do it. It's like, it's just like multicolor. I don't know how else to put it. They look like real clouds. So it's not like just one color. It's multiple different things they do.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I'm going to call this guy, Shannon. Are you there, Shannon?
I'm very excited.
I'm going to call him because I am not going to let these ripoffs do this in my town. And I know we can do it. I'm going to do it because I'll tell you why I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because this is a weird area code, obviously out of the country. Weird connection. I even hope my Google can do it, but I'm gonna do it. I hope it rings. Let's see here. Can I hear it?
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Tom Martino. Come on, Mr. Crocker. Mr. Crocker. Where's Betty?
He's probably
Come on, Mr. Crocker.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available.
Of course not.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Mr. Crocker, this is Tom Martino. My uncle, Rodney, said he's a winner of the Publishers Clearinghouse. And since you were so kind to even send your license, I told them we got to do this. I mean, it's worth $100 to do this. So please call me back, and I would love to like wire you or get you the money or however you want it. So please call me back, okay? You probably captured my number, but I'll give it to you anyway. It's 747. Hold on. It's 747-999-5280. I'm sorry, I had a few martinis for breakfast. So if you can call me back, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. We'll see what happens, folks. We have a quick question for you, Nick, from a texter. I am looking for new sliding glass door that uses dissimilar glass where the inside pane and outside pane are different thickness to help with road noise. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wait. You actually know what he's talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So what is he talking about?
So we have STC packages now, which is sound control transmittance. So a lot of them now they've figured out that if we do an 1/8 inch on the exterior pane and a 3/16 on the inboard pane, it breaks up sound in different ways. So the sound transmittance is a lot less, and it's actually very affordable at that point. Instead of they used to have to go to laminated glass, which was very expensive, and so this is kind of a new way of deadening the sound without breaking the bank.
Okay. Wow. And speaking of that, we had another text guy ask how you feel about tinting windows.
Tinting is a weird term for me. If it's the actual kind of like old car tint where you put like, a brown
I don't
or
know what
gray
they
film.
mean, but let's explore that. Do they come as regular? Can you get windows that are slightly tinted from the factory? No, right?
Yeah, I mean, so if it's tinted for us, it's actually a colored glass, like an actual
That
colored
would be
glass.
better, man. That would never fade or chip or peel or anything.
Right. So if you put an aftermarket or a third party actual like kind of car film and you have a window with low E, they could fight each other and it could cause that glass unit to have a heat fracture.
Okay.
So sometimes if you put on external films, it can actually have a reverse effect and be more damaging to the window. So you really got to do your research.
So the
to
ones
see
that
if
come
it's
from the
okay.
factory, you really can get windows that are darkened a little?
Oh, we can get almost anything you can think of. We can get mirror glass, bronze, gray, blue, anything you really want.
Wow, that is wonderful. Seriously. I mean, I did not know that. Now, can you get that in like any window line, or do you have to limit the lines, obviously?
Yeah, it's a limited line on that kind of product there. Again, when people ask us, hey, it's intense here, I was like, is it the sun or is it the glare, right? So is it the heat coming in or is it the glare of the sun? Because they're two different things to us. Do we want to block the heat or do we want to block the actual...
The light.
Yeah, the brightness. And it's usually the heat. So that's when we do those triple coat low E's that we talked about earlier. And we even have a different one that we can go more extreme with that. But to actually do tint in the windows or colored glass, it's very far and few in between once we educate them on what it really is.
Okay. Now, the post office. Let's go back to that problem, and I'm going to go to our wide shot here, and we'll talk about that. So let's talk about this situation. What is going on with the Postal Service? And tell us about the original post office call.
Well, the consumer named Rocky called in yesterday, and the two primary issues he had with the Bellevue Post Office is, number one, the carrier left him a handwritten note saying that because he has not received mail at this address for 2 years, they will no longer deliver mail to that address.
And it's like a vacation home.
Yeah, it's a second home that he and his family use.
So he was left a note, literally left a note saying, because you get such intermittent mail, we can no longer deliver here.
Yes.
Bunch of garbage.
It turned out to be a mistake.
A lie.
On the part of the...
Anyway, go ahead.
And the second problem that he wanted to address was that the local... he said it was the local postmaster, but somebody at that local post office told him that he's not allowed to maintain 2 residential addresses in the United States.
Yeah. Can you imagine being told that garbage? Okay. So 2 lies. Well, we found out. What did you do? You contacted the main post guy?
Yeah, I developed a contact deep inside the post office, and this gentleman was very enthusiastic about helping us out. And it looks like he took care of the problem yesterday.
Was he with media relations?
Yes, he
Good.
was.
Excellent.
Yep, and he mentioned that he's talked to you a few times over the years, but he's such a great resource for us.
Okay.
And so the consumer just a few minutes ago sent me an email that he actually got a call yesterday from a supervisor at the USPS, and the USPS supervisor contacted the Bellevue Post Office and set them straight on both of those issues. And the short version is,
I saw the email. It was damn right they set him straight. They told him, "What are you talking about?" I mean,
so the consumer has been reassured that he's allowed to maintain 2 residential addresses in the United States, and more importantly, he was reassured that his mail delivery to his second home that's served by the Bellevue Post Office will go uninterrupted, or at least it will resume. So the
caller wasn't lying at all. The post office was full of crap.
Yeah, Mark, can you believe that they would tell him such nonsense?
I told you, I can believe it, because I lived in Franktown when we had the worst post office in the entire world.
Oh, and there was one more fallacy that was told.
Oh, about the maximum weight for a package?
He said they can't carry any, they can't deliver heavy stuff.
Yeah, so that's been resolved too. The post office in Bellevue has been reminded by post office headquarters that they need to deliver packages that are up to 70 pounds in weight.
Yeah, Franktown did that to me as well. We had dog food that was on auto order from Amazon, and all of a sudden they stopped delivering it, and they told me they're not allowed to deliver packages over 40 pounds.
Wrong.
Well, I know it's wrong, but that's what I'm saying.
It's 70 pounds,
they lie
right?
through their teeth.
Isn't 70 pounds?
70 pounds is the limit.
Makes me want to just go order a bunch of dog food for the hell of it right now.
No, seriously, is that terrible or what? Anyway, I got to take a break. Mark, can you handle these for me, please?
Yeah.
I got to make a phone call. Okay, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by LifeLock.
We had that medical emergency westbound C470 in between University and Broadway. That has cleared now. So all lanes reopen and our backups have cleared out nicely too. We're looking good on that drive getting across Highlands Ranch. And our crash cleared westbound I-70 at Dahlia. Now a wide open trip if you're coming in from Aurora. Clear across to I-25. Up in the Brighton area, it looks like we got a wreck tying up Highway 85 at Bromley. We're seeing those delays for north and southbound traffic through there. As we take a look at your weather forecast for the rest of today, plenty of sunshine, high up to 90. Clear skies overnight, we'll get down to 49. Right now we're at 79 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. One way to help protect yourself is updating your passwords. Using the same one for multiple accounts can make you vulnerable to cyber criminals. But for comprehensive identity theft protection, you need LifeLock. Start a 30-day free trial at lifelock.com/cybersafety.
I love it when we have a guest in and I have one of his spots up on the log. Nick Gravinas joins me for a Gravinas commercial. You guys have been around for 50-plus years, 65 years. How long has it been around?
Since 1988.
That's a long time, man. 50 different lines of windows. So whether you're looking to replace something on a fix and flip or a $10 million house, I assume you have it.
We have everything you need.
Best customer service.
As best as we can provide.
Well, I like that. Honesty in there is great. What number should people call you at? I assume 100% free estimates on everything you do.
Correct. It's 303 Gravina or 303-472-8462.
That's it. Simple as that. Fix it 24/7. I want to tell you about these guys right now for $39. They're going to come out and clean that furnace. They'll do a clean like you're not going to believe. They're going to tear it down. They're going to get rid of all the dirt. By the way, dirt's the #1 killer of a furnace. And then after they're done, they're going to get it all back together. They're going to give you a guarantee that it's not going to break, but you have to do it now before the cold weather, because soon as the cold weather hits, that special is gone. Go to fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
See, it's like
the white one.
Is joint pain, soreness, and achiness getting in the way of your best life? Football legend Emmitt Smith refuses to back down to pain. That's why he's a huge advocate for QC Kinetics and their natural approach to getting you relief.
Look, we get one trip around, so I wouldn't ever let pain stop me from hanging out with my race team, traveling with my family, or golfing with my friends.
Emmitt's got it right. And QC Kinetics uses regenerative medicine to relieve that never-ending pain in your knees, hips, shoulders.
Stopped her.
God, you could be such an asshole.
So Jimmy's
He
talking
can
about
what?
when he
You can
started
be
with
such an
red.
asshole.
I don't know. I don't know why you're saying
Try
that.
to fight that.
Because of the race comment.
Well, he said his race team.
does
What
not
race
sound-
is he talking about? When people
Huh?
ask my favorite
And
race.
I don't know if
Huh?
I want to.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
We try to.
Emmitt Smith in a commercial said something
so
about
we have
hanging
it
out with his
free
favorite
load.
race team.
His favorite what?
Race team.
Oh.
I'm assuming he means cars, but I don't know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it could be race team.
Yeah.
It could be any activity. It could be a ski team, a hockey team.
Race
Of a
cars.
specific race, though.
Well, you can have a race, a skiing race team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shannon.
Some races blend in with the snow. It's hard to even see where they are on the course.
That's a racist statement against white people. You should be embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
You're embarrassing your entire gender as well.
No, my gender is not that embarrassing.
I told you what I always tell people, Shannon. I say, I delivered a couple of thousand babies in my lifetime, and somehow, it must be a coincidence, but they all came out of women.
So you think. You don't know if they had surgery.
He's going to get canceled saying stuff like that.
Oh, like it's going to matter.
Saying stuff like that.
But
Trying to
it's only on YouTube. It's not on the regular air.
Yep.
Yes, they never cancel people on YouTube. He did get kicked off of Match.com.
I told you before what that was.
Okay, here's what I'm asking my AI. I am
Okay.
confused.
Why does video lock up everywhere but at my house?
Oh, it's not. I did, except for you motherfuckers, I already got people planted all over the metro area that are texting me. Yeah, I do.
Well, the only one I care
Just go
about
fuck
is
yourself.
mine.
Yeah, I'm
and
tired of
mine's
it.
locked up
I don't give
right
a shit.
now.
I don't, because you got a shit connection. I am confused. Can a man get pregnant? That's what I'm asking my girlfriend right now.
I bet you've tried.
A cisgender man cannot get pregnant because he does not have necessary reproductive organs. However, some transgender men, those who are assigned female at birth but then identify as a male,
Yeah, so in your face.
Well, of course. I mean,
can
that's
get pregnant.
Ridiculous.
The distinction is key. That's a pretty logical answer. I thought I was going to get a more ridiculous one, but that is a good, honest answer.
They've redone all the algorithms now.
Top secret, he will never tell us why.
Mm-hmm.
I have pried. I have done everything to figure out that answer, and he will not give up.
So Shannon, you'll appreciate this.
All right,
where's
listen, all you
Belmont located, by the way, in
YouTube
the mountains or
morons.
something?
Hey.
Yeah,
I
it's
got kicked off a
west of Fort
match
Collins in the mountains.
because
'cause
somebody
kind of
used my
picking up a lot of
profile
work,
Yeah.
for
so
something that I had no interest in,
hours.
and what that's it.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we have Nick Gravina with us from GravinaWindows.com, but also we have a lot of other things going on, and I'm trying to call this guy, and he just doesn't answer. He didn't call me back. But I do have another text for Nick Gravina.
Well, the message you left, the guy probably knows it's a setup. You know what I mean?
Why?
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you were just cocky in it. I mean, wouldn't you think they know a mark by now?
Maybe. Okay. Here's what I want to know. And by the way, Kachina, have we ever gotten through to our accountants yet? Because that undoing the quitclaim deed, when we talked to our estate planning attorney, said we need to talk to an accountant.
They still have not answered me
Oh,
back.
come on. I'm going to text him and say, what the hell is going on? Anyway, weeping windows. I don't mean crying, but okay, what does it mean, somebody wants to know, when they're getting moisture on their windows on the inside?
It just kind of depends. If they can draw like a smiley face on it, it means that there's too much humidity within the home.
Yeah,
So
the water is actually gathering, they said, on the sill of so much water on the bottom of the pane or something.
Right. So if it's inboard and it ends up settling, usually people have blinds closed, especially right now. Dew point is high with the changing of seasons. So when the drapes are closed, you're blocking off the heat getting to the window. And then when you open them, and then the cold, just like any type of soda can, you crack it from being cold, you get the condensation point. And so it's going to collect on the glass.
Now, I don't remember when, but we had a complaint one time that they never had weeping windows until they got a brand new windows, and then it started. Why would that happen? And I'm not saying, I think I remember it accurately. Can that happen? I should ask you.
Of course it can. And again, what it's actually saying is your windows are actually working, because now there's no air movement to get that water to go away. So you've actually got a very tightly sealed window, and now you're just pumping too much moisture, usually from
Have you ever had a complaint like that after putting in new windows and they think it's something wrong with the window?
We get complaints about it all the time.
And then you have to explain, so what do they do about the inside moisture?
Well, so a lot of people run a humidistat in their furnace, and there's actually a chart we can send people with how cold it is outside with how much relative humidity you can pump into your house.
Yeah.
And that helps control it, because some people will run it at 60% humidity. So that's like taking a shower and saying, I don't want to have any moisture on my mirror. So we have to educate them, because it's a science, right? We get the same thing on the outside. Dew point, when we're going to get below freezing here soon, sun's going to pop up, vapor's going to come off the bushes outside. You're going to see it on the glass. Even though it's on your house, your siding, your brick, you only see it on the glass.
Mark, I disagree with you. Nick's not just a pretty face. I mean, he's pretty.
I can tell he's a hell of a good time at a party. I mean, he knows a lot about windows. I got a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why double or triple pane? I mean,
you know what? That's one of the texts we had. Doesn't make a difference. Go ahead.
No, not even that, though. I'm going somewhere else.
Oh.
Why, instead of having 3 or 2 thin pieces of glass in the same window, why not a 1-inch thick piece of glass? Wouldn't that be a much higher R rating?
No, the dead air space is what helps you with that.
That's what helps with the R.
I want to talk about the triple versus double, and if it's worth it, and all of that's coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Mark should know the insulating factor of dead air, like between his brain cells.
Totally.
Nothing? All right.
Happens all the time.
Do they still sell triple pane?
Oh, yeah, we sell it all the time.
Is it quite a bit higher than double pane? Not price-wise, but R value.
The R value goes up.
I mean, like...
No, thanks. I'm great.
So when they used to rate windows by R factors, you know how they got like R13, R19 for walls? Yeah. So a double pane was like an R4.2, or triple pane went up to like an R7.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Right, but then you sacrifice weight.
It's a lot heavier.
Oh, yeah.
But what does that matter?
Because on a sliding window, I have a lady right now, she's older.
Oh, okay.
And it's hard for her to
What's
operate.
going on?
Ours have a crank.
Cranks, again, people think over time they may wear on it more just because of the word pressure of that weight.
Sure.
We had a guy that called years ago and complained about his triple pane about me. And again, they're heavier.
Okay.
You would think common sense, but like we talked about earlier, common sense is uncommon, So we got to educate people. It's more performance, but it's a lot
you're
heavier.
still having
It's windows you're never opening.
Okay.
Who cares?
But Champion
But you can only
Windows
use
has
triple
never
pane
done
so big.
anything about it.
So if you have a giant window and you want maximum thing, we can't build it in triple pane.
We got a window that's probably these 3 put together
what's your name,
times
sir?
2.
Just one piece?
Ron,
Or they mold
R-O-N.
together like 6 windows
There's
together?
one huge piece, which is
All right.
there's one
Hang on
huge
for me.
piece and then 2 side pieces.
I can't.
I'm trying to picture.
stop making me laugh like
I always
that.
thought if that big one broke, holy shit,
It just would be funny if somebody called up.
it's like our wall. I mean, we would have no wall right there.
So we just did one for my neighbor that was 14 feet wide by 7 foot tall.
Wow.
I know what that sounded like, okay? But you didn't need to like make
This
me
one I don't
almost
think
crack
that
up
big,
on
the
the phone.
14 foot, but the 7, no issue. It's probably 7 foot by.
Your
the
junk.
ceiling's 20 feet.
Right.
I bet you it's
I have
8
had
feet
that
tall
call.
by
I did. When
maybe
he
12
was
feet.
working,
The big
I
one.
actually had a caller.
that's like a big deal.
And I said, "You're having an issue
Yeah,
with your junk,"
you know,
because it was like 1-800 move the junk
We
or
just
whatever.
ordered gas for,
Yeah. Yep. And
did a
so,
huge steam
but he
shower.
of course has
think,
to
10 farms.
say, "I
They
hate
came
it
out
when
and
people
measured it,
have
and that'll
problems
come
with their
in. That's a
junk or
huge
something."
ass
And I'm sitting there on the phone, and I literally had to put him on hold
10-foot
because he was
ceiling
making me
by
crack up.
Probably.
Did you know that no
God,
matter
maybe
how much
10
you pay, they
feet.
will not
I mean, they're probably doing a piece of laminated or tempered, probably.
It's got to be 10 feet.
Maybe laminated. Yeah. But yeah. They make some big
No,
glass, but
my
some window
favorite
frames just
story
can't
of
hold
yours is on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
birthday when you went to the
It's
what was it,
expensive,
the
man. Just that shower.
the
head with
Russian,
installation.
the Russian. that
A
was-
piece of glass.
Yeah, you got all the frame and everything else you got to put in to hold it. And
Yeah, I mean they do the install, but there's really not
And you
much
got
of a
hit
frame.
on.
We didn't want a frame. We wanted it like that. But yeah, I mean the little clips and stuff, all that shit's expensive as hell.
oh yeah, yeah, everything's crazy expensive anymore.
I wonder if have you guys ever like had one of your trucks going out with a full load of windows and gotten in an accident and they all broke? I mean, has that ever happened? I see these glass trucks going down the road sometime going, that just seems insane.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had one with a wreck. I've had one of my guys had his truck stolen in front of a house with windows on it, and he saw it driving down the street.
With the windows.
Saw him break. Yep.
Did your insurance end up covering that?
You know, we actually ended up finding the truck 3 weeks later, or the cops did. You know, and,
With the windows.
the windows were broken.
Okay.
And I had already reordered them because I had to get involved with the customer and say, I'm sorry, hey, we're on order right now. I can't just wait for 3 weeks in hopes that they show up.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I forgot what the insurance was between his and mine. We did something, you know.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
The windows were still on the truck.
Hey, Nick, I have a question for you. In family-owned businesses, were you ever thought of not going into the family business?
Hey, Mark.
Or was it kind of accepted as you were growing up that you would be the next generation taking it over?
I did not want to be in the business.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mark.
What happened?
Oh, go ahead, man.
So I asked my girlfriend about her herky-jerky video from the studio going over the stream. They said that you could try stepping down where you are on the phone.
I can't do that.
There are video settings on the Zoom.
No, there's not. All you do is send me a link, and it just links to you.
Oh, wait, but your Zoom app, I mean, doesn't it have a...
I don't think it uses the app. It just connects.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, let me try it over here then. Okay, I understand.
So how old's your son?
The other thing I think it is, because the internet here is like 100 megs. I can speed test it at any time. I can watch a Metallica concert during the show, and it never locks up. I mean, it just simply doesn't. So the internet's good, but the video card in this PC might have a hell of a time doing 8K video if that's what you're doing. This fucking PC, the thing's probably 20 years old, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Should I cut down my video quality going out?
What is that?
Like in general on the whole OBS studio?
I would think that might solve it. I mean, we already went down that road.
No, I never did it though. I never actually adjusted it.
Yeah, are you sending out 4K? You don't need to do that.
Let me see what I'm going to see what I'm sending out. I don't actually know. I just let it
for
pick.
Streaming, you only really even need to worry about 1080.
Well, I know. Hold on. I just let it pick its own. Let me see what it is. Okay. Let me see. Let me see what I'm sending out. Hold on. It's here. Stream. Output. Okay. I'm sending out whatever this means, video bit rate, 6,000 kbps. Does anyone know what that means?
Kilobits per second.
I took 1 week a year vacation.
But I think that also has to do with what speed you have going out.
And it says,
if the
I
pipe
can
going
set it.
out
And the
can
bit
handle that,
rate,
then you
my
should be
audio
fine.
bit rate is 160. And it says my encoder preset is is fast, high CP usage, high quality.
That's very high. That's super high.
What is?
What you're doing.
Well, okay, like I said, I didn't know that. I just let it pick its own.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, hold on. Then it says the base canvas is 30 frames per minute. Resolution, it's just said, let's see.
You gotta be hands-on.
Okay, so I can't do it while we're on. I have to do it later and try it next time. So, okay.
So that's what's going on. I'm not sending you.
I mean, I got some really
I know what you're saying. You're just connecting.
I'm sending you like 20
Yeah, I got it.
megabytes a second.
Okay.
Maybe not even that much.
But I do. I try to go in there and try to be the guy from, text.
All right, 10 seconds, guys.
Me sitting here for
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, Bills. That's Bills. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve all your problems if we can and give you expert advice on almost everything going on in the world when it comes to your consumer life. So welcome to the show. We have a call right now I'm not surprised to have. I'll bring in the studio right now so we can, because I'll tell you, it's something we hear about all the time, and that is Champion Windows. So let's bring up our caller here. And what's going on, Ron?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
We purchased a new entry door with a screen door from Champion Windows during COVID. And I understand that it took a couple of years to get it. I'll give them that. But we've had nothing but problems with the screen door. Now the sliding screen is broken, and they tell me they have the part, but
now it's the screen door. It's the screen door you're having a problem with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the real problem with the screen door?
Well, it doesn't fit right, for one thing. And number two, there's a sliding window that comes down and the screen goes up when you put the window down. And the screen broke, so there's no screen on it.
It's like a roll-up screen? It's like a roll-up screen?
Yeah, you can't see it, but when you put the window down, the screen goes up and fills that space. Anyway, they say they have the part for it. They've set 3 appointments within the last month to come out and replace it, and they never show up and never call. And I can't get them on the phone.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, by the way. Champion went from hero to zero. I mean, they used to be a pretty decent company. They had a local vice president here, or president, or market manager, whatever you call him, and he used to do a great job. I'm not sure how long it's been. And then they were taken over by another big company, what they call a consolidator. And let's ask Nick Gravina. He's with us. Nick, do you know who took over those clowns?
I am not sure that Champion was bought. I do know they've kind of pulled out of Denver and
yeah, they
Colorado.
were purchased. Yeah,
but I'm not sure on that one, so I apologize.
Yeah, but I will tell you this: they suck. I mean, so I don't, this does not surprise me. Do you know what kind of window he's talking about? What kind of door he's talking about, Nick? Or is that exclusive to Champion?
I would assume it's what we would call like a roll screen door where, it kind of stores up in a cartridge in the top. And so, when it's cold, you can have just pure glass without a screen. And then, but you want air, you unlock it, the top pulls down, kind of like a reverse single hung.
Yeah.
Screen comes with it. And we've seen those mechanisms break because they have tension on them. We've seen the screen part itself from the actual window, like the rubber or the disconnect and come apart. So yeah, we've seen the same type of issues with it.
So, they don't even call you?
No, you're on hold for a half hour, then it automatically goes to voicemail to leave a message, and then they don't call. Every now and then I get a live person. They set an appointment up, and then they don't call or don't show up to the appointment.
God, what a frustrating piece of garbage.
Tom, do you want me to make a call over there and see if we can
I would
build a fire?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of their things have gone back east anymore because of the lack of presence here anymore. And so we've been hearing that a lot more lately, that it's been a little bit more frustrating.
Okay.
You know what we should do, Tom? We should get in touch with your friend Dave Logan. He's their spokesman, and see if he knows a number we can call to get some action on this.
Is he a spokesperson for them?
Yeah, he does Champion window commercials all the time.
That's a good idea.
Let's get in touch with him.
Referral site too.
Yeah, and if he wants to send me an email with a picture of the issue and maybe some pictures of some tags, I might be able to see if we can jump in and help as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dave doesn't. I'm sure Dave doesn't know about the problem.
No, I'm not asking, but he might know a number that he deals with that we can call.
No, I understand.
Like
somebody.
Yeah.
If we can't get through to somebody, I'll let Bo take the lead on this one, and we'll see. Because we really do need to establish some kind of a rapport with them. They really, they have to know that they suck right now.
We had a boatload of calls from people.
Over the last, I would say the last 3 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Mark, wouldn't you say 3 years, right?
Yeah, well, from basically COVID on, they've been a nightmare. I'll say it how it is. They absolutely are horrible.
I think it's since Paul Bono left.
Well, it's whenever the company came in and bought them and about 10 other window companies. All these conglomerates, these hedge funds come in and buy everything.
Yeah, now that doesn't always spell danger, right? But God, so many times it does.
No, we're talking about when Champion went bad. That's when they went bad.
You're right. All right, now here's what I'd like to do. Hold on, and we'll try to get that. Then we have Bill, who has a question on Windows. Bill, what is your question?
Here, this is a perfect guest. I can't believe you got him on. I've got, I believe they're Merrimack windows that buyers' windows put them in, and the balance spring, I think that's what it's called, keeps breaking. This is the fourth time it's broken, and it's not a big window. It's just a regular bathroom window.
Yeah, so probably a Merrimack's windows. Is that what you're speaking of?
Yes.
Yeah, so a Merrimack's is no longer. They were the local hometown hero for forever since the 80s. They were built in Loveland. They did a great job. We used to love them too. They were bought by a company called Cascade. Cascade was bought by a company called Plygym. Plygym was bought by a company named Cornerstone. But a Merrimack's can still get serviced under the Cascade brand, from what I understand. So, we've processed some things through there because we used to sell Merrimack's windows as well. If you need help on it, you can send us some stuff.
We'll see what happens this time. This is the last time why would the spring keep breaking? The owner came out one time and he goes, well, what do? Use the window?
The owner of what? The company that installed them?
Of buyers.
Of buyers. Yeah, unfortunately, I've seen similar stuff. Sometimes there's just not an answer. But I would probably lean more to some installation over time, because usually those things will last quite a long time. But if there's a screw that gets in the way, if there's something that might shred the spring there or the string on.
We replaced all the windows in the house, and that's the only one that we've had trouble with.
Yeah, so again, it could be an installation thing. If something's bowed in, bowed out, not put in right, maybe it's putting some pressure on it that it shouldn't be.
I just thought I'd run it by you and see what your opinion was.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've probably had similar things where we've had one window over the years that, we've been out 4 or 5 times, and it's not what we want. I think it's just kind of an anomaly sometimes. But, if you need somebody to take a look at it, we can try to help you out with that.
Okay, I just thought I'd run it by you. And just
Thank
see
you
what
very
your
much.
opinion
We appreciate that, Bill. And he knows a lot. He's a great guest to have. And I have, let's see, okay. I have another question here. Somebody wants to know why they're getting a milky appearance between their panes.
It's probably hard water stain. They probably have a seal failure. If they cannot clean it off on the inside or outside, it means the seal's probably failed. So they had moisture in between the 2 panes, and then sometimes the milkiness is usually hard water stains.
How would you know if your seals are busted?
Usually if you cannot clean it off on the inside pane or the outside pane and it's still there, that seal is broken because that stuff's between the 2 panes or 3 panes, and that's why it cannot be cleaned.
Okay. Do sliding glass doors generally have 2 panes as well?
Yep. Any insulated glass unit can have a failure, and that's usually the case. If you cannot clean it on one side or the other.
We had some window washers out years ago, and I got home, and it looked like crap. I couldn't believe it. And they said, oh, you have hard water stains, and we have stuff to get.
On the outside of, that's right. I remember that.
And they said, well, we've got stuff to get rid of that, but we just don't have it with us. So it makes me wonder if they simply had no idea what they were talking about. Because I always thought if it's on the outside, why wouldn't they be able to clean it, right?
Yeah, if it's on the outside, it should be able to be cleaned.
Or the inside.
Right, the 2 ones that you can touch.
I bet these morons had no idea how to clean it.
Well, if it's in between, there's no way to clean
Mark,
it.
I know who you're talking about, and they got the window, the hard water off of ours on a.
Tom, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I bet it was on the inside of the window.
Oh, but what would
cause they didn't realize that.
What would cause that? Well, but they clean both inside and out, right?
No, I mean between the panes.
Oh. Could that happen, Nick?
Yeah, of course. If you have a seal failure and water gets in there, it can dry from the sun, and you're not touching that second or third surface.
You're absolutely right. I didn't think about that.
And
but Mark, do you have seal failures, do you think?
Well, I don't know, but it just brought that whole memory up to me, and that would really irritate me if I find out that is, because I had a hail claim at that point, and they should have known. I always looked back and went, how do they say I have hard water but can't get the stains off? How's that possible? I mean, they're window cleaners.
No, they're supposed to be able to get hard water stains off windows.
And it wasn't just on, it was on that entire side of the house, which is the side that I think got nailed by hail.
Yeah, and it's possible. I mean, there's also windows out there that have exterior coatings that may have gone bad. There's not a lot of them that we use, but it's possible. But
how do I tell if the seals are broke?
Well, a lot of times you can't. If you have moisture constantly, yes. If you see it in the morning and it goes away by 9,
no.
Usually it's there all the time. Again, cleaning it, I'm pretty good with an eye because I can tell the different surfaces. There's 4 surfaces in double pane and there's 6 surfaces in triple pane. I can tell which surface that's on, even though
just by looking at it.
Just because the glass is so thin, we have to know if, hey, are we touching it or is it an 1/8 inch in? And that's where we can't reach.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to tell. We get the question all the time.
Yeah, but if the seals break, your windows are pretty much toast, right?
Well, again, if we go back to the argon statement, you'll lose that argon. If the low E is still in there,
where moisture gets in there and you have that milky stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of an aesthetic, not being able to look out of it at that time, right? The low E will still perform. It might start to oxidize and not look great. So yes, it's more ugly. The performance of the low E will still be there. The argon will go out. But yeah, you need to replace the glass unit.
We had a company years ago. The guy, really nice guy. He actually sold the business and he moved to some foreign country.
5280 window glass and screen. 5280 window glass and screen repair.
He had one. We had a lady call in and she's, fixed budget, the whole thing. I went out to the house. And she had a double pane window, big one, something like, 10 by 10, or not even that big, 5 by 5. And only one pane broke.
Right.
It was crazy. And what they did is they went out and put another pane in. But how would they possibly reseal it? I mean, they did it as a favor just for her, so I'm sure they didn't pump argon or anything in there. But, I mean, is that a real fix, or that generally is going to kill the R value?
Yeah, to me, that's more of just a makeshift handyman.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you take one pane away, you compromise the seal. You know, you may run some type of caulking on the new one to seal to the old one. It's a temporary fix as far as I'm concerned. Ordering a whole new hermetically sealed unit from either the manufacturer or a local glass company would be the better thing.
Yeah, okay, I agree with you.
Okay, so anyway, we have to take this break, and we have more texts coming in, but get your calls in as well if you have any on this or any other topic. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Buy and Build is turning 20. Hi, this is Courtney Pierce with Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath, and we are celebrating our 20th year of saving Denver thousands on their remodeling projects. That's right, we can save you literally thousands of dollars on your new kitchen or bathroom project. Not only do we have the best prices in the country, but we have high-quality, brand-new kitchen and bathroom cabinets in multiple colors and styles, sure to make your home look amazing for a lot less than our competition. Visit our showroom at 560 South LaPan Street in Denver, just 2 blocks south of Alameda on LaPan, or online at buyandbuild.net.
All right, let's talk about really something that is so important for people who have solar, and that is doing it the right way. Some companies just sell the contracts. They knock at the door, you get a contract, then they give it to a sub. You never know who you're doing business with, and forget about getting service. It doesn't happen. But with Red Rock's Roof and Solar, you get it all. You not only get installation, you get the sales, the installation, and the service. You also get help with tax credits and financing or any other part. And if you're a commercial business, they can help you apply for REAP grants if you qualify and get the system paid for 100%. RedRocksRS.com. That's RedRocksRS.com. 303-704-2449. 888-HEATING.com. You know, the name says it all. 888heating.com is easy to get to. You want to call them out for replacements, repairs. They're honest people we've known for more than 20 years on our referral list at referralist.com. And now they have a $45 deep clean and check of your furnace system. And they are happy to come out and give you a no breakdown guarantee as well. You know, I love competition. I love 888heating.com, and I love their deep clean for $45. 303-770-2776. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and here's how he does business. It's very easy. You call him with any issue concerning an auto accident. You know, he'll talk to you free of charge, and you will talk to him. You don't have to sign up to get to talk to him. In fact, you don't talk to an intake committee or you don't talk to a call center. Just ask to talk to John Fuller, and he will get back to you if he's not there. And John Fuller will answer all of your questions. If he does represent you, it's on a percentage fee basis. He can help you evaluate your case, what it's worth, how to collect, and give you the next steps. And it's all free of charge and no out of pocket if you hire him. That's 303-597-4500. Just Google John Fuller, personal injury attorney in Denver.
Here all the time, forever.
Right.
When I had my computer stores years ago, he actually bought a shitload of computers over the years from me for his work stuff, his business stuff, whatever.
Are you pretty techie with computers?
I used to be. I used to have 3 computer stores, almost like gateway countries. But me personally, yes, I really loved it, actually. Then I got rid of that and bought those Goodyears, and man, I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated automotive.
Computers and tires. It's a strange.
Oh man, let me tell you.
I'm sure turnover is a nightmare.
Transition.
Oh my God! Well, you deal with techs. I mean, you find good ones that are with you forever, but there's a ton that just come and go on the best offer of the day. They're horrible people. No offense to techs out there, but
no loyalty.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna pay me $25, but I got to drive another 20 miles. Is that a smart thing? Yeah, because it's worth $25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Doc's right. Champions, top Tom Logan's list, so I may.
That's for siding though. So he endorses, I think. Oh no, that it
Oh,
is
he's got
champion
it,
for
Champion
Windows.
Windows.
That's right. It's a lifetime for siding. That's right.
Doc's right. I might just.
Is it the same company?
Yeah.
No, don't. No.
What do you mean?
Yeah, no. We don't go hit up Dave for any of that kind of shit. It's not fair. I don't like it.
What, to ask him for
Calling the
his
Tom
phone
Martino
number?
Troubleshooter.
Okay. Well, his number's on his website.
Well, don't give him shit because these guys are all just trying to make a living.
You tell him, Kelsey.
I'll find my own phone number.
Yeah. Just don't. Just all I'm saying is don't bring in Dave. Period.
Okay.
There's no purpose in it.
Oh, really? He was calling.
Not to mention we're kind of competition. We're all family, but competition.
I use that word loosely.
Did we hear the scammer?
No, competition.
So this is another company where a bunch of Advantage Services came in. So what they're doing in a lot of these HVAC companies, this one too, I just heard of
No,
Advantage
it was one of those automated.
24 hours.
Called
They'll buy a little
Yeah.
of these companies that might have, I don't know, 10 employees, maybe 4 or 5 vans on. They'll buy them and they'll literally teach them how to manage them and make money. They'll take an ownership stake, but then they'll keep the old owner on who gets the check, the buyout, but they'll keep the old owner on as basically the manager or the GM to run it, but in the meantime, they're teaching them how they want it ran.
Right.
So, I mean, there's so much of that consolidation going on. It's really remarkable in almost every industry. The last big one, garage doors. There used to be Don's Garage Doors, one clear. There used to be 10 different family-owned garage door dealers around. Yep. Now they're all owned basically by the exact same company.
Right.
But they still have their own name.
And they still advertise as Don's Garage Doors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. They still have the heritage.
Right.
But when I say completely different, they're completely different now.
I mean, Windows are the same way. I can name 10 manufacturers owned by the same one. But
Well,
they're still their individual.
That's just like Champion.
Right. Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the manufacturer.
They don't make any
Did
money.
you say manufacturer or the window installers?
No, the manufacturers are still kind of the initial. Like we have a brand called Great Lakes. It's still Great Lakes.
10 seconds, guys.
But they're owned by Cornerstone. Simonton's owned by Cornerstone.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's go back to this text I have. People, you're doing a good job texting my private Google number, which goes to my cell phone. That's 747-999-5280. I got one here that wants to know, does Nick know about the gold tint that you see from the outside? It looks really cool. It reflects the sun away that you can put on windows. What is that gold tint someone's talking about?
Sometimes at an angle it looks gold, but that can be that low E coating.
Okay.
And again, silver's probably the most common, but there's definitely different ones out there. Titanium, nickel.
Oh, wow.
All the different metal flakes, depending on what it is. If you drive down South Colorado Boulevard, there's a big tall building there that has gold glass, and if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah, drive there at 6 o'clock at night, and that thing reflects into everybody's car and blinds them. But more than likely, it's a low E coating if it looks normal from the inside staring out, but from an angle on the outside, it's probably a low E coating of some sort.
All right. And I have this one. I just need 2 side windows replaced. Okay, they want to go from casement to double hung so their blinds don't bang when it's windy. I guess I never thought of that. So a double hung wouldn't you have the same problem? Anyway, they want to know, their question is, do you do small jobs, just 2 windows?
Yeah, we do one window. We're one of the only people in town that'll do one window.
Really?
So, yep. I mean, we do it just because, what we hope is, we do one window and they're like, man, that was great. Let's do the rest of them. Where a lot of people have a 3 window minimum, stuff like that. That's kind of a hard pill for some people to swallow.
What's a sliding glass door run just in general?
You know, again, we have everything. I mean, installed, it can be anywhere from probably $2,000 up to, I mean, we could probably do one for $20,000.
Yeah, okay. That is a crazy spread, though.
Yeah, you know, I mean, most normal people with a basic vinyl door, you know, $2,000 to $4,000 maybe, you know, installed, warranties, all that stuff.
Are more people going with French doors or sliders? I would think more have French now, right?
It's a little bit of both, you know. French doors, if people have sliding doors, they want French doors, and we try to tell them, hey, you know, they're going to arc either in or out, and they forget.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's going to take
room. They have a
room.
dining room table there, you know.
Or a barbecue grill.
Right. Or if they go out, you know, the wind's going to catch it and slam them shut. So we try to educate them on that. Again, some people do not like sliding doors. They love French doors. Some people, vice versa. They've had French doors. They don't want it. And they want a sliding door, so we convert them both all the time.
So windows, siding, doors, interior doors or no?
Nothing interior, all exterior.
Everything.
Yep.
How about, and then of course not garage doors.
Not the rollover garage doors, but you know, from the kitchen into a garage, or from the garage to the back door, or to the backyard.
Yeah,
and
anything that's
doors,
an entry door,
time?
basically. That's what it is. Big front. They do front entry doors for sure, right?
Yep, entry doors, storm doors, security
doors.
Is
that a big one? How, like, when someone's got a, I don't know, let's call it a track home in Highlands Ranch, when do you see that person, not due to a storm, decide it's time to upgrade? Is it like that 20-year mark on a house, or it's just any time? It just all depends.
Yeah, it's all the time. You know, we get ones that are 2 years old because somebody either installed it bad or they put in a very poor quality. Maybe they found it at, you know, one of the local, you know, recycle places. So they may want something with glass. They don't have glass. We see all of it. Again, price range from 1,000 up to, you know, 10,000. I mean, you know, again, we have it all. We want to be able to help everybody. But when everybody needs it done, we can help them, even if it's one entry door.
What's a typical warranty, say, on a window? Let's say someone replaces, you know, all their windows. I mean, are they looking at a 10-year deal for the warranty, or are they different depending on the manufacturer and the price level?
That's a good question, Mark. A house full of windows.
Yeah, so it's a little of all of it. Most of our vinyl windows are what they call a lifetime limited, where most of the seal failures that we spoke about earlier are covered for life for the original homeowner. The vinyl, the parts, the locks, all that stuff is usually covered for free for the original purchaser. We cover labor for 2 years as a company. Some of the wood windows, they call it a 10-20 warranty, where they're going to cover the product, like the wood, the clad, all that kind of stuff for 10 years, and they're going to cover the glass seal failures for 20 years. And then a lot of the fiberglass and composites are kind of a mix of both of those together.
But then you're paying labor after 2 years, most likely.
Yes,
and
correct.
I'm just curious, is more of a, not as a business model, but pull your skirt up here. That first 2 years, do you guys eat that, or does the manufacturer actually reimburse you labor if it was a failure due to workmanship, or not workmanship, but materials?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
You know,
so you end up eating some of it.
Yeah. Again, it's part of business.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
You know, but yeah, within the first 2 years, we usually cover anything for people, you know, but then after that, it's a service fee.
Okay.
So this is all really good information and inside stuff. We have one text here on, I don't want to answer it now. I want to take a quick break.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask him one more question. Do you guys dive into insurance claims at all? In other words, if there is a hailstorm
I
and
imagine they would.
You know, the seals got broken on windows, and they're hearing this right now, and they're thinking, okay, well, will they deal with my insurance company? I mean, how's that work?
So we don't deal with the insurance company directly from the beginning. Usually what happens is I went out to a house 2 days ago. Went out, she has hail damage. I've provided her insurance, you know, pricing.
Got it.
To go, and then they email it to their adjuster.
Yeah.
I also tell them if the adjuster wants to meet me at the job, call me. Whatever they need at that point, I'm more than willing to help, but we don't do the actual, you know, sending it.
All right, hold on one sec. I was going to take a break, but Dean, you've been waiting. I'm going to take Dean, then take a break, then I have another text for him. Go ahead, Dean. What is your comment on reflective windows?
Your guest had mentioned a building on Colorado Boulevard with that gold reflective windows, okay?
Yeah.
It was on Exposition and Colorado Boulevard, okay? Here's the funny story about that. The building that was on the west side, which is about a 5-story building. I was in the HVAC business. That's why some of my background about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And they built that taller building, and they put all those gold windows in there. When the sun would go down, that turned those windows were like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, that's what we were
Heated up the
told.
Building across it cooked the building. There was just so much heat load on it, on that one side.
You mean it cooked the building next door?
Across the street.
Wow. Holy crap. You know, though, the more you think about this, that kind of engineering can be used in concert with each other to kind of take advantage of the sun.
Well, they didn't anticipate that.
No, I know that. I get that part. But what if they do anticipate it on purpose and design buildings next to each other to kind of, help?
Well, maybe in the future they might do that. I don't know. It was just, it took us a while to figure out what was going on because the building was just so hot.
Oh, man.
And everything had been run. You can see what was going
Now,
on.
how did they solve the problem?
We added just tons and tons of cooling on the other building, the older building.
And there was nothing they could do about it, really, is it? They talked. I don't know. There may have been I had heard that there was some potential lawsuits and stuff, but I don't know if any. How long ago was this?
Well, about 18 years ago when I was in that business.
What a cool story.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'll let you go.
Thank you. That's a very cool story. I got to take this break. Bill, we'll come back with with that question you have on Windows right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Got a new crash on the drive here, southbound I-25, right about 58th Avenue. It does look like the cars are going to be out of traffic, but boy, it's got that north end really jammed up coming down from I-76. So give yourself a few extra minutes if you're coming down from the Thornton area, headed to downtown. Of course, our standard heavy volume, southbound I-25 from I-70 down through Spear. Have a semi that caught fire here, northbound Highway 285 approaching C-470. The fire is out. The semi's off to the right shoulder, but traffic's a little jammed up on the approach. Denver weather for today, mostly sunny skies, high up to 90 degrees. Right now we're at 84. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know, I love deals, and you don't get better deals than EuroplumbingColorado.net for water heaters especially. They advertise this, and they mean it. A fully installed 40-gallon water heater with the old one taken out and hauled away is just $1,399. No one can touch that price. That's just over $1,000. I mean, think about that. Now, here's the other thing. $1,499 will get you a 50-gallon. Here's the deal. They're great systems, too. They're A.O. Smith or a Rheem, 6-year warranties. So get the best deal ever on water heaters with EuroplumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. If you want to do estate planning, how about this? You meet with Keel and Park free of charge. You don't have to worry about anything. You just meet with them by phone, by Zoom, in person, and they go over your estate. Then they come up with suggestions. What should you do? When should you do it? And how much will it cost? It's all flat rate price. All of this is free. Then you decide how much you want to spend. And you'll never be nickeled and dimed. You know the price up front. And it's all free to find out. LawKP.com. That stands for Keel and Park. LawKP.com. 970-818-8198.
Okay, this reflects, be careful, and
I could freak somebody out too, man.
You're not supposed to drive with the mirror towards the.
How about a big mirror towards the back?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, you see your own car coming at you.
That'd be kind of creepy. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I used to hate this part of town, man, and I just mean purely traffic. I would do a lot of deliveries out in this area.
Traffic is so terrible anymore.
Oh, I mean, even 10, 15 years ago, it was horrible here. Horrible.
I don't know. I'd go back to the 10, 15 years ago if I could. I went home the other night. It was a Monday night. About 8:30, I left my shop. I went home on I-25. It was the clearest I've seen it in years.
Yeah, COVID stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I just hit some random pocket, but
So, this is crazy, man. So, I'm in Franktown. On Mondays, I can get from basically Franktown to here. It's actually the yoga studio, but it's right here. And it takes 44 minutes, okay? Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, it's an hour and 15 minutes if I'm fucking lucky, okay? Think of that, almost 45 minutes spread, double.
Oh, yeah.
And then Fridays, it's generally about 50 minutes. And it's been that way for the last 2 months. It's like almost the exact same way now. And it drives me insane. Today, it brought me such a strange route, but it still took, it tries to find the quickest route, but it still took about an hour and, it took me almost an hour and 20 minutes, man, hour and 25 to get there.
what do you think it is? More people calling in on Mondays and Fridays?
I don't know what the hell it is. It's definitely more traffic no matter what. But I have no idea why. I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't know many people that don't work Monday and Friday.
I just think more people call in on those days, right?
Yeah, that's true. Or maybe they work from home on those days.
Maybe. Coming into my shop takes me 20, 25 minutes, but going home, 45 to an hour.
Oh, my God. Where do you live, roughly?
I live by Lakeside.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, my God. So that's what, Kipling and...
I live at Sheridan and I-70.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's ways. And then where's your work?
Like Santa Fe and Evans.
Oh, man, yeah, that can be brutal.
It's just weird that it's almost double going home as it is coming in.
When I lived in Castle Rock and I fired my store manager in Montbello, I worked that store for about 4 months.
Oh, that was a drive.
Oh, my God, man. And then you throw in a little snow, because this happened to be kind of during the winter. I mean, I had 3-hour drives on that stupid 225 sometimes.
Easy. Especially if there's a wreck. Yeah, just done.
Just done, that's right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I had a tech, thank God, that lived probably, 15 minutes from there, so I gave him keys just in case, and a couple times it was good.
Right, yeah. I have a girl that lives right by my shop, and she's a godsend. Sometimes somebody forgets their key, and I'm 30 minutes away. Call her, please, no problem. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that Montbello area, that was crazy. That was a long drive from Castle Rock, man. Really long drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, going, we do a lot of stuff. Parker, Franktown, I got a big job.
10 seconds, guys.
Where is it?
Worth. Search Attorney John Fuller.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-2555. Bill, you have a question on Windows. What's going on with you?
This is me again. Hey, can you install Windows kind of just from the outside because of access from the inside?
Can you give me an example out of curiosity what you're talking about and why?
Well, just stuff on the floor and stuff. It's hard to get to the windows from the inside. Would you be able to do it all from the outside?
No, usually we need inside to either screw them in and also to seal them up with caulking.
And also the window sills or the trim. Are you a hoarder, Bill?
Yes.
Are you? Is it?
Wow, an honest hoarder.
Is it like crazy, your house?
Not super, but it's.
Do you have a path? Do you have a path to go between rooms? I'm serious. I'm asking.
Yeah, there's paths.
So you are a hoarder. God,
you're a full-blown hoarder. That's interesting.
Yeah, and we've dealt with them before. It's difficult on both parties, but it's been accomplished. But we do need an interior at some point, for sure.
On one window, the computer desk is kind of in front of it.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah, we've worked around stuff like that. If we're able to maybe move the monitors over and you allow us to kneel on it, we try to be real careful. So we've done that. We used to deal with water beds a long time ago that, we had to put a plank over top because most people didn't want to drain their water bed and refill it back up to get one window installed,
Right. Okay, just curious.
Bill,
Okay.
let me ask you something. Again, we don't use your last name or address or anything. I was just curious. Like, do you literally have to make a path through your rooms to get from?
Yeah, he said yes. I believe him.
Yeah, no, there is past, but it's just stuff that's just. I've lived in the house for 40 years.
Yeah, I know, but so have I, and I don't have any paths.
Yeah,
No,
well-
wait a minute, though. You have not lived in the same house for 40 years.
No, that's right. That's right. But I don't think. Can you see me? Okay, never mind. So I throw.
No.
I throw
The
everything
answer's
out.
no.
I throw everything out. But I'm a minimalist. But I want to ask something. Do you have things that are just important to you? Because I just often wondered about people that keep things. Are there things you just can't part with?
No, it's just accumulated stuff. It's just stuff that has to be relocated.
And does it ever cramp your lifestyle, like the amount of room you have to move around?
No, there's paths to everything I need.
Wait. He asked you an important question, though, and your answer was there's things that just need to be put in different places. What, like an example of something you would move from one of the paths right now and put it where? Isn't that still hoarding? Moving something from A to B is still the same thing.
Right. And it's just, there's a computer desk, and I got a cabinet that the printer's on. And it's not a hard move, but, it's just stuff that hasn't been moved in a while.
Got it.
Okay, so, wow. Interesting, Bill.
Nick, what's the worst one you've run into, hoarding? Have you walked into, I've seen real hoarders because of this show. I'm talking hoarders where, there is stuff.
Like Hoarders Buried Alive, like the TV show.
Or remember, how about the lady, I'll tell you a strange one. She had one room in her apartment with the bathroom and the closet. A big area. And she had brand new clothes, purses, and crap from Montgomery Ward's dating back 30, 40 years, never opened. And she couldn't part with it. Like a pleather purse that cost her $4 in 1980, she couldn't part with. And literally rooms full of it.
Yeah. Over the years, I've seen a lot of it. One of the most recent one, we did a complex downtown, and we had to get in every unit to do it because they were upgrading. And we opened the door. We had to shove the door open. There wasn't even any pass. And from there, it was just a wave of, just
Mark, who
crap.
was it? Who was it that was helping us out? We sent to a house. Was it Frank Duran?
Oh my God! Check this one out. This is the weirdest one, Tom. I can't believe I forgot about this one till you just said it. So we send them out. They've got to move. They're in foreclosure. Frank's going to try to help them out with a short sale to try to at least get some money in their pocket. Blah blah blah. He goes out there, man. He's standing in the kitchen, just stuff everywhere. Trash, stuff, just that this person wouldn't throw away like old food. And a rat comes running across his feet, and you think that's bad.
Oh, God.
He walks into the garage from the inside of the house right there. In cages, from the floor to the ceiling, everywhere, is rodents and cats and any kind of animal, dead or alive, you could ever imagine in the garage.
Did Frank free those animals or what?
I have no idea. And then at that point, he goes, and you need to put this on. And he hands him basically a gas mask and says, you're going to need this for the basement. And Frank goes,
oh, my.
No, I'm not. I am not going into your basement.
Break when you can.
All right, we got to take. Well, look, you're making me sick.
That was bad news.
We'll come back with more. 303-713 talk 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Heading through the north end of town, I-25 southbound at 58th. We've got report of an accident. No word of lane blockage. Seen some slow traffic back from East 70th Avenue. West of downtown, 6th Avenue eastbound approaching I-25. A crash blocking 2 right lanes as stop and go back from Federal Boulevard. Otherwise, your standard fare throughout the Denver Metro. I-70 east and westbound. Easy driving to and from the DIA area. South of there, I-225 north and southbound. No complaints through town. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Another warm one ahead of us today. Mostly sunny skies with a high of 90 degrees. Overnight low of 49. Things cooling down tomorrow with a high of 74. The current temperature in Denver is 85 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
FixMyHome.com. That's the website. Hit book now and you'll get the extreme clean from Fix It 24/7. $39. The home of the extreme clean, and check for your furnace. They really practically take your furnace apart to the extent they can and clean each and every crevice and crack and a vein of the blower motors and the burners and everything to make your furnace last longer and to make it more efficient. So don't let that dirt and grime destroy your winter. Have a wonderful furnace and a guarantee not to break down from Fix It 24/7. FixMyHome.com. And then book now. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is a place that I recommend to a lot of people. They are investment counselors. And they are, by the way, certified, or I should say registered investment advisors. And then they also help with your nest egg, not just growing it, but keeping it safe and then turning it into income. They have a number of different options for you that they can run by, and also some ways to help you shore up your entire plan with long-term care and heritage or estate planning. They're going to tell you all about this and help you at rpcenter.com. Get a free consultation and find out what they can do for you. There's no obligation. 970-663-3211. Hey, you know, Genesis Total Exteriors does everything on the outside of your house, but they also do something else. They have mold mitigation after they have mold discovery, of course, so they can locate, detect mold, and mitigate mold. It's all part of their business. They do everything on the outside of your house, of course, but you can also get them for honest mold assessment. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And Excel Roofing is the place to call for your Excel roof. EXCEL, they know the entire roof system, not just the tiles, not just the roof, the asphalt, but everything through and through, including attic ventilation. They're great people. Never take a cent until you're content. ExcelRoofing.com. 303-761-6400.
Growing up, you know,
I would have drove away.
I went.
Yeah, I would have drove.
When I went home, I still smelled like cat pee. My clothes.
Oh,
just absorbed.
Yucko Smirnoff, I can tell.
It's just absorbed into you.
Yeah,
That's. I hated that about tires. Tires, if you work around them all day, you will smell like tires.
Really?
Oh my God, I hated it.
I'd rather smell like rubber than cat piss.
Any day of the week.
And we smelled like formaldehyde for a year. You can always tell first year medical students because you're in the anatomy lab.
Oh, and you're dealing with it.
Well, but the formaldehyde just sticks with you forever.
Ugh.
It just gets into your clothes.
Gets in your everything.
What do they use in a corpse? What is that?
Formaldehyde.
That is, okay.
Well,
It's
yeah.
basic
Is
stuff.
that embalming fluid? Is formaldehyde?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Most of the embalming fluid. But you can smell them a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
You smell them, huh? Get away
That's
from
the only
them.
reason we dated each other, because we could.
You deal with it.
That's why you got kicked off of
Oh,
Match.com.
this is way before Match.
He was kicked off more than one.
I think he was. He won't acknowledge that. I'm pretty sure FarmersOnly.com 86'd him.
He doesn't have to register where he lives, does he?
No, I went on pervs.com.
Pervs.
That's what I got.
That'd be a great name for an app, Pervs.
Pervs.com.
You know what? You'd have a shitload of people on it, too.
Yeah.
How about Perv?
Start it up.
Pervs.
IPO.
Oh, I love it. Pervs.com. Oh, my goodness.
I had this one guy another time. We were measuring with my uncle, and I went in the basement. He was got in the basement, and so I was left down there measuring the windows. We go up. I'd say, hey, here's the thing. Let's go. My uncle calls me 2 minutes later. He's like, did you pee in this guy's basement?
Did you
And I was
pee
like-
in his
I was like,
basement?
what? He's like, yeah, there's pee all over his basement.
Yes, I went down there and
Take a
peed.
wee.
Where his
Yeah,
toilet was removed because they were remodeling, and I was like, did he go to the bathroom?
Oh.
Yeah. So it regurgitated up.
Of course.
And then while I was on the phone with my uncle, the guy calls my uncle and says, wait a minute, no, don't call him, blah, 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 and all this stuff because he figured
10
out that
seconds.
it regurgitated back up.
We'll break down the brawl between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. We'll dissect it round by round. We'll have the highlights and the lowlights. And what impact, if any, do you think it's had on the presidential race? Join me at 4.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, now let me go back to my texts. It's funny how some days we have such heavy text. First of all, do you go to Greeley? Somebody wants to know. Nick Gravina Windows. Do you go to?
Yes, we will go to Greeley, yes.
So while we're talking about that, what's your service area?
Yeah,
then?
how far do you go both ways, north-south?
We usually go, up to about Fort Collins, usually down to about the Springs, go out towards Lyman, and then we'll go all the way up to about, Vale.
Okay. Do you use, somebody says, are your installers, and I don't think this is so important as long as it's consistent quality and you take all responsibility, but someone does want to know, are your installers employees or subcontractors?
They're subcontractors.
And you've used the same for a long time?
Oh, yeah, we had a discussion off air about that. Most of my guys have worked for me for at least 10 years.
Okay.
I have to fight the, insurance companies all the time that they're not employees because they work strictly for me.
But you take full responsibility, right?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, we've had guys that moved out of state, and we're the company that you call.
Plus, if their insurance lapse, which you probably stay on top of, you still have, of course, the homeowner's got all your coverage.
Yeah, and we have umbrellas. We have it all.
You mentioned something before, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tom, but he said something I wanted to touch on because I didn't know this. You mentioned I think we were talking about hoarding or whatever, but you did an entire complex of some sort. Do you do commercial work as well as residential?
So, yeah, commercial work is kind of ambiguous a little bit. So, yeah, if it's like an apartment complex and the residential windows in like that, yes. I don't do like storefront or architectural wall. Some people get a little confused on that.
Okay, I got you. But if it's a condo and a bunch of people are getting their windows done after a hailstorm, you guys would do that.
Yeah, we just actually finished redoing all the Lady Luck Casino windows up in Blackhawk.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, so we just did all the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th floor.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yep. So.
Okay, so really, we have I've had more texts and calls about Windows. Seriously, this is pretty cool.
Been in a long time.
I think what happens, seriously, is experts that come on the show, they reveal themselves to know what they're talking about, and then people feel confident asking questions. So we'll do more of this, plus take any of your consumer problems, questions, and complaints. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, we have another hour to go. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Or, of course, you can always call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good, Doc. So
I'm going to leave you.
See you, Bo. Thanks, man.
A little AC issue I got to deal with.
So freaking
Thanks, Doc. I'll see
kid
you tomorrow.
leaves, woman leaves, she has her computer. Everything's cool. And I go in to take a piss. We had a regular toilet and then, of course, a urinal. The 3-year-old took a dump in the urinal. And I have never heard of anything like that in my life. And I started thinking, I wonder if she was a single mother and the kid had never seen a urinal before. Because he was kind of that age, like in a grocery store, she probably would have brought the kid in with her.
Right.
But I've never seen it. And, of course, I'm like, I'm not going to clean it up. So one of the guys that
I cleaning it up.
well, one of the guys I hired, he was a really great guy. His name's Dave. Before I hired him, he loves computers, and we're still good friends with him now. But he worked in an old folks' home prior to working for me, so he dealt with shit all the time.
Shit.
And so he went in there and took it, and I was just like flabbergasted. I'm like, he was too young. It wasn't like I'm going to show you. You know what I'm saying? It's just nuts.
He was around. It was no big deal to him.
Yeah. It was just a piece of some porcelain.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
And Bo, how do you spell your last name?
R-A-M-S-O-U-R.
Ramsour.
Okay. I'll ask Dad about it.
That is so funny. 4 homes down.
Actually, 3. You guys lived on Wolcott, or they lived, and I lived on Warren.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
All right.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay, let's just
Later.
sail around the Cape of, the Horn.
Going all right so far, you think?
Yeah, you're doing great. I figured.
Go that way, and come all the way up to the western.
You've got more knowledge than I thought. You live and breathe Windows.
I do. It's sad.
I was like that with computers, but computers are kind of cool, especially back in the 90s. But with like the Goodyear shit, I hated it. I hated it. I did not live and breathe tires nor mechanical repairs.
Right. What kind of tread does this have now? Oh, so it's just like this one? Yeah, but we call it this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Computers are still
The entire
pretty
time
cool.
they had
You know
to
what
take
you're doing.
civics or
Yeah, there were. But it was really.
slept right through.
I remember streaming HBO from a T1 line in my house to some of my internet customers. There was nobody else in the world doing anything like that.
The thing with computers are people switching them over 6-8 months now, so they're starting to catch on. So they're a little bit more savvy with the RAM and the speed, I think, anyway.
Yeah, some of the little upgrades. I mean, I'm talking more on the probably more internet related than the hardware was fine, but it's pretty simple. Once you build one or two, you've built 100 of them.
Right. Do you think fiber optic is really going to be the thing of the future?
I don't know, man. I think it's very expensive for the infrastructure.
Right.
I think it's cheaper just over the air, man. I've got 2 little things. So for our RV, I've got a SpaceX, or no, what the hell's it called? What's Elon's one?
Starlink.
Starlink. And now they have a baby one that is no bigger than this. And basically you put it down on a picnic table.
You got it.
You got it anywhere in the world for if you're going to pay for it anywhere in the world.
Right.
And it's not nearly as fast as fiber, but we're getting to the point where even 5G is starting to come somewhat close. So I don't think it's going to be. I think in 15 years, fiber's going to not be around. It's just too expensive.
Well, to dig it up and try to get it everywhere?
Well, that's what I mean, just the infrastructure of it.
Insane.
It's pretty cool technology. It's nothing more. You realize the first fiber was actually just an audio cable.
Probably.
It was. That's how those first audio cables worked, was with light beams.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
How old are you, Nick?
How old am I?
Yeah.
45.
You were born in when?
79.
Yeah, so I was doing computers before you were born.
Nice.
Yeah, he was doing punch cards.
Yeah, back in
Literally.
the 60s.
Yeah.
I was doing punch cards, and the big IBM machines with the floors had to be raised because of the heat.
Yep. There was that whole wall, just like the Simpsons episode.
And it could calculate your grocery bill in 3 minutes.
I'll tell you, Greg, so we used to, time was the most important thing because the computers are so slow. So this guy, Lolly, his name is Bill Lolly, was one of the programmers. And he wrote these programs with loops so that from one instruction to the next, it would be like count to 2 million or do something like that. Nothing to harm the program. So then he would go to the boss and say, you know what, let me go home
and speed it up.
I'll rewrite it and I'll save you some computer time.
Yeah.
And he would get days off like that until one of his programs bugged out.
Uh-oh.
And then the boss was debugging it and found what we call lolly loops, and then he was fired the next day.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a brilliant plan until it wasn't.
Well, that's kind of like the COVID work at home stuff now, right? They have the software where they can tell how much productivity you can do by moving your mouse if you're going to the right websites. Because people figured out if they just sat there and moved their mouse, that's all they need to do. But now it's, what are you actually on?
Yeah, or they literally have a camera.
Oh, you have to be kind of live to check in on? Yeah.
But I think that's, who cares, man? I mean, if you don't like it, don't work for them. I mean, that's kind of what I say. If you want to work from home, deal with what they're dealing with.
Right. I mean, if you're going to do...
Find yourself lucky you don't have to drive in the traffic we do.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with the bitrate thing. You know what my problem was here? Is that my computer is so powerful, it can do anything, but I don't realize the limitations of the broadband. By the way, I can't do it while we're streaming. It'll have to be done for tomorrow.
Yeah, just notch it down. I don't think you've got to go all the way down.
No, I'm
you
notching
just
down
gotta
to
find
those
the spot.
recommendations you put up on the chat.
Oh, I emailed that to you. I accidentally put that on the chat. I emailed that to you.
Yeah, I got the email too. I'm going to notch it down.
I stayed with, because it really wasn't on the ground floor.
What company was that under? What company was that under?
I was working for the New York Stock Exchange.
And that's who had the computers?
Excuse me?
That's who had the computers? Was the
Yeah,
New
but
York Stock Exchange?
it wasn't the trading part. It was the business section, the accounting, the finances, the personnel. It had nothing to do with evaluating trades. Had to do with keeping track of the trades and all the
The accounting.
it was called Securities Industries Accounting Corporation. So it was in New York and the American Stock Exchange with all of their trading applications.
Right.
So we didn't predict what was going to go up or down. We just was able to codify the information and do a lot of the business aspect of it.
Right. Try to eliminate some human error.
He goes from computers to vagina, just like that.
Quite a switch, don't you think?
That is a hell of a switch.
What is the old joke? I can tell jokes, right?
10 seconds,
Yeah, of course.
guys.
Yeah. Why do women prefer...
This nationwide keyword on our website, cash. That's cash. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We have a studio load back at the station. I'll bring them up. And also, we have all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes, working on problems, questions, and complaints. We love doing it, and we're going to continue, of course. So let's just do it. We're going to ask you to call us if you have a problem, question, or complaint. We've been spotty with calls today, some heavy, some light. We got a lot of texts. And then we have Nick Gravina with us from gravinawindows.com. We've been talking about windows. And Nick, you also do siding, and I do have a text on siding. And again, on this show, we have we have good people, okay? We surround ourselves with good people. And there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I know that we have different choices in siding. I personally don't like vinyl siding, just straight vinyl siding. I don't know how you feel about it, but I want to be completely open with this and talk about it. How do you feel about vinyl siding?
I'm kind of the same as you. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of vinyl siding. We sell it. I mean, it does have a place in the marketplace for us. But I'm a big fan of steel siding. I'm a big fan of LP engineered siding, and we do our fair amount of hardy siding as well. So
now there's a vinyl coated steel, is that right?
Yeah, so there's vinyl coated steel. There's Kynar coated steel. I think that one's the best.
What's Kynar?
Kynar's a brand name of exterior paint. It's the best commercial paint that you can kind of.
And it comes pre-painted?
Right. So most people will know this. If you go up to Vail, Aspen, any of the mountain towns, you see these glorious, $15 million homes. They have these big steeple, steel corrugated roofs that are black, dark brown, dark green. Those are all Kynar paint. And that's why they stay those dark colors, is because it has the best properties to resist the fading. So we have siding that does that. We also have our wood clad windows that have that paint on it. So, and especially with how extreme Colorado's UV damage rays are, we like to use that Kynar paint when we can.
Oh, okay. And so it's called Kynar. Okay.
That's
and
a
then,
brand name.
Yeah. And then when we talk about...
is it almost like a ceramic?
You know, I don't know. I know it's called 70% fluoropolymer.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a science thing. I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
I know I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd. But I just know it has excellent UV retention on it. You know, again, it's one of the best commercial paints on the market for steel.
Now, somebody also wants to know about James Hardy. I don't like James Hardy. I don't think it's bad, but I think there's way better stuff out now. Now, it's cementuous, but forgive me if I'm not giving James Hardy the due it should have. I'm thinking when you penetrate the surface with a nail or something, or penetrate the surface, can it take on moisture or not?
You know, it's supposed to be through and through. I mean, I think that's a great question.
Okay, so in other words, I have it wrong. It's not like it's not like the siding that can take on moisture if you pierce it.
So, you know, most of the laps are going to have the nail covered over by the lap that's going over top of that. So they call that blind nailing, right? You don't see the nails in the face of the horizontal laps. Now, you will see that in the trim pieces, you know, but then most of the time, if it's a pre-painted product from the factory, we'll go back and touch that up with the paint provided, which helps seal that. And if it's a primed product, people come back over and paint it. So that also helps.
So Hardy is Hardy.
You know, Hardy is Hardy. You know, it's a cementitious product, and it's just if you want it pre-painted from the factory or primed.
Whatever.
Go ahead. Out in, what is that area out by the airport called? Green Valley Ranch. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, big hailstorm.
Yep.
The hail blew right through the siding on like 100 homes. I mean, it looked like someone took a potato gun and just smashed through them. What is that kind of siding? What would possibly allow that? And they were brand new homes.
Well, realistically, depending on how big the hail is, that can blow any of the siding.
That's not going to go through hardy board.
Hardy board will crack on the big enough, you know.
That's amazing.
You know, vinyl will absolutely turn into Swiss cheese. Steel can dent, LP can dent, and hardy can crack with the big enough.
Okay, brick. That's going to be fine, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if it's going to dent your car, it's probably going to dent something on your house.
Okay.
You know, but a lot of the sidings have a hail warranty with them. So if, you know, you get a decent sized hailstorm and the insurance covers part of it, not all of it,
they'll cover it.
Yeah, they will help supplement on the back end.
Okay, I'll never forget. Tom, do you remember that?
Yeah.
It looked like someone took a machine gun to these homes.
Yeah.
It was probably vinyl siding. That's the one that you get all the big holes that you see all the time.
Massive holes.
Yep. So probably more vinyl siding.
Now,
And that's
I
the
used
cheapest?
to
Yes.
I used to love Everlast siding, and then I heard a lot of people stop selling it.
Yeah, I think it was great coming out of the gate there, and we sold some too, and we actually had a problem or two, and we still get asked for it.
Well, what was the problem? It was very hard. I don't want to use the word hardy again, but it was very durable.
It was durable, and I don't recall them all. I don't run the siding division. I hear bits and pieces about it, but again, you know, the stats on it were excellent. And we were actually surprised that we had some go backs. And again, I don't recall those right now, so I apologize.
Okay. And then Align siding. Have you heard of that?
Align, yeah. It's similar. That's one of I think the composite sidings that's out.
That's supposed to be
infused vinyl.
That's supposed to be the next generation and really good.
Well, that in some form of solar siding.
Oh, well, do they have solar siding? I know they have solar roofing. Do they
I'm
have
looking at it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've not heard of solar siding.
What is it called, Mark?
One of them's called Mitrex.
Wow. Now, so I did get this text, and I may as well open it up because I did get it, and that is about the debate. Now, listen, we don't get political, but of course we always comment on stuff here and there. I don't care. Well, I didn't watch the debate. I just watched highlights. Now, if I watched the CNN highlights, even which shocked the hell out of me, even the CNN highlights said that Vance did great and the other guy was a moron. Not a moron, but they
I
said
wouldn't go that far. They both seemed like really
good people.
They seemed like good people, man. It was kind of nice seeing adults in the room.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah,
But
from the
Vance
highlights.
definitely won.
Did he? What did he win? I mean, did you watch, Mark? Because I didn't. Tell me how he won.
I watched it bell to bell. I'm talking just as a debate. And, hey, I was the first one to say that Trump lost that last one by far. He just won. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. He looked presidential. He's younger. He knew everything he was talking about. He just won the debate. I don't care if the debate was about Cheerios. He debated Cheerios better.
And there was a focus group that CNN did, and the majority said, of course, he won. And they also said that they would rather have those two running than the other.
That's funny.
Than the other two. They really did say that.
I think that's kind of been everybody's deal, which is interesting because generally speaking, the second guy on the ticket really doesn't bring anything. But in this crazy election cycle, this might really end up helping Trump, although I think he's still going to win hands down. But this might have brought a few more over.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
The one thing that drove me nuts is whenever he was talking, or when both of them, but when Harris was talking, what's his name, Waltz?
Yeah.
When he was talking about his boss, which is all they both did, and he would say, she's going to do this, she's going to do that. And it's like, she's been doing it for 4 years. Why all of a sudden is she going to start doing it now? Why would we believe anything when she's been there? It's mind-boggling to me.
You know what? That's weird.
She's going to do this to the border.
Yeah.
Well, she was the border czar.
And he kept reminding him, like, who was in office. They've been in office already for 4 years. What have they done?
Yeah, it was really it was a really good debate, though. I will say I loved how they at the end they seemed to embrace each other. I think the wives met each other. It was a lot different, man, than what we have seen for the past 12 years.
Okay, I have another text about. Hold on, I was looking for it on. Let me go back to it. Doggone it.
How about this dock worker situation? You guys ready to
Now
start spending more money with Amazon?
That's going to be crazy because Amazon can't. What are you talking about? Amazon can't overcome that. What are they going to buy their own ships?
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be spending more money with Amazon.
Well, what do you mean more money?
The price of products are going to go up.
Well, of course, all over, not just everyone.
But most people buy on Amazon now. That's why I just picked Amazon.
Do you know? Isn't that amazing? I was just actually thinking of that today on the way to work, that I needed such and such. It was something minor, right? That I needed. I mean, something really minor. And I thought, I'm just going to go order it, and it'll be here tomorrow, the next day. And I have to tell you something. I find it shocking that's where we're moving. I can order. Stephanie says, Tom, well, let's just go to the store. And I said, no, because because she said, all you want is this, right? Let's just go get it. And I said, no, I can put it here and have it in the morning delivered to my door.
Pretty soon you're not going to leave your bunker.
No, I just don't like shopping. The worst thing in the world. And Mark, I've said this.
I hate malls. I can't stand
malls. I hate stores. But here's the worst thing. And I just can't believe they still say it. It doesn't matter what store. You go to a store and you're looking for this. Okay.
They say they can order it.
Exactly. They say, we can order that. I look at the person and I said, yeah, like if I really wanted to order it, I would have it tomorrow morning at my door. What do I need you to do?
And if you live in certain areas, like if you're in certain areas of Manhattan, you can order a lot of stuff on Amazon and it'll be in a nearby locker in an hour. I mean, it's crazy. If you want it delivered, maybe 2.5 hours. I mean, we're not as up to date as some other areas with Amazon, but it's really getting there. If you told me 10 years ago I could order something from Amazon and have it next day in Franktown, I would have told you you're crazy.
Oh, man. I mean, Mark, it gives me sometimes a choice to get it between 4 and 6 a.m.
See, I don't get that. I don't get that nice part at all.
And then 6 to 8, 8 to 10. I mean, you can pick like 2-hour little windows here, and then food and everything else.
Now,
Anyway.
Okay, hold on. You just brought something up, and I can't be the only one. And I know we got to take a break, so think about this. I think Grubhub and Uber Eats, I think they're the biggest ripoff ever. I think it's horrible. The food's cold. I don't know if they touch my food, but even outside of that stuff, the price of getting like a shake and French fries delivered is like $15. It is absolutely the biggest ripoff out there.
My kids use it now and then. I was talking more of groceries. I love supermarket deliveries, whether it be King Soopers or Whole Foods. Why would I go out? I just can't.
Have you ordered? Did your kids ever? You ever look at your credit card bill after they tackle Uber Eats?
I have.
You could go to Del Frisco's.
No, it's not that bad, is it?
Oh, my God. If you ordered, like, dinner from, let's say, I don't know, Applebee's, and, come on, Applebee's. Someone gets the riblets and you get the kids' meal, whatever. I mean, you could be at $70, man, Uber Eats. If you drove there and ate there, you're probably at, what, $25?
Wow, and they expect a full 20% tip, too. Anyway.
Well, that part is just ridiculous.
We have more coming up.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino for Vestera Investments, or Vestera Turnkey. Now, that's Barry Miller, an esteemed real estate broker who's been around for years and years and years. I've known him the whole time in Colorado. He invented buyer brokerage. And now he is on this wonderful strategy where he helps make you a landlord so you can invest in real estate. That's what Vestera Investments, or VesteraTurnkey.com is. And they say it's turnkey because it is. He researches the fastest growing markets in the country. He researches when to buy them, when to sell them, and takes care of it all for you. He even has the management set out where you don't even have to talk to management if you don't want to. And they take care of it all. You can double your money in 2 years. You can get 30 and 40 and 50% returns. I'm not kidding you. VesteraTurnkey.com, 303-888-3788, 888-3788, VesteraTurnkey.com. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney I hope you never need. I say it every single time because no one wants to be injured. But if you are injured, if you do have a question for you or a loved one, you got to call him. He'll give you answers up front, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. What kind of answers will you get on anything? What should you do? What is the case worth? What do I do from here? And do I need you? If you do hire him, there's no obligation. You never have any out-of-pocket. He works on a percentage fee basis. Why don't you Google him? John Fuller, Fuller Law, John Fuller, personal injury attorney. And you will love talking to him free of charge with no obligation, 303-597-4500. Fix It 24/7. I've known George and the team for years, from the very beginning. Fix It 24/7. They have the extreme clean at just $39 for new customers. They want to show you what they can do. For $39, they take the worry out of your furnace with a no breakdown guarantee. For $39, they practically take this thing apart, refurbish it, and clean it, and do it while it's not too cold now, before the rush. $39, you can't beat it. You spend more than that in a month for coffee. That's fixmyhome.com. Book now, fixmyhome.com.
When you have, when your kids are little, what we learned, it's really cool because the nice ones like the Reuse and these, the Malia properties, they would have kids clubs of all ages.
Yeah.
So the kids constantly were just going crazy. I mean, they'd have a great time.
Right.
Then we'd do the meals together, and we'd do excursions and stuff. But it got to the point where sometimes they much rather be at the kids club, hanging out with the teenagers or hanging out with the little kids.
Well, how old are your kids now, though?
24 and 22.
Right. See, my kids, as long as they got a phone, that's what sucks.
We did a
Go play. No.
Oh yeah, no, we did not. By far, we did not deal with that till. So I would say our kids got a phone, probably, and I say a phone. So we've got to talk about that real quick. Their phone was a flip phone where they could call us.
Right.
I mean, if you texted with those old Motorola's or whatever, I mean, it'd be crazy unless you owned a BlackBerry.
Right.
But so, I mean, they had a phone probably around 12 years old, but it wasn't a computer phone.
Right.
You weren't playing a game on it.
Right.
We went to Club Med once with the kid. It was family It was great. You know,
I've heard of Club Med. That's kind of old school.
Yeah, that was old school.
I think it's still around, though, isn't it?
But I had a patient. Her name was Stephanie Camosi. Her job when she was 21 was to legitimately
Just
be a
violated HIPAA on YouTube, but that's
go to
okay.
all the Club Meds,
That's cool.
and she would just be there as a guest.
That'd be a great.
Does
So she
Doc
went
know you
to,
shouldn't
uh,
violate
the
HIPAA
spa.
on
The last one
YouTube?
she went to was the Turks and Caicos.
I guess not.
She met a guy. His family lived there. They owned a bunch of restaurants. She got married and stayed in Turks and Caicos. So when we were down there, it was great. We did some diving down there, but they took us all over the island, showed us where the restaurants were. It was great. But think about a dream job for a 21-year-old, woman.
These things are as addictive as hell, man.
Are they?
Yeah, they're absolutely addictive as hell. No, it's crazy, man.
Hey.
I mean, I find myself, just looking at hitting Fox News or CNN, like, to the point where I just got to put it down and go out of my way not to pick it up. That's when you know it's addictive.
Did you have a no phones policy at dinner?
No.
We did.
Well, we didn't have to have that policy because it was never a issue.
Okay.
I don't remember that ever being even brought up. I don't think they would have even brought their phones to the table. When I was a kid, the big thing was getting a call waiting line because we only had one phone line. And if my parents were either waiting for a call or on, I couldn't talk to anybody. Right. Friends, girlfriends.
10 seconds.
So when my parents...
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark, did you want to bring something up again? Did you have something? Because I have some text here. It's up. Go ahead.
Well, okay. I don't mind you bringing that up, but I want to talk a little world geopolitics might be the word for it. Israel. I think this retaliation we're going to see is going to be massive. They got hit. Well, they didn't get hit, but they were shot at with 180 of these ballistic missiles, and some of them got through, blew up. I don't think anybody died, thank God. But I think the retaliation is going to be insane, and I cannot believe Iran I can't believe they even shot at them yesterday. I just, for the life of me, I'm going, are they so miserable over there? All they want to do is provoke death? I mean,
didn't they say that was in
chance.
retaliation, though, of the other one?
Well, yeah, the other one was great because look, this one is the most amazing thing ever. Somehow Israel got into the supply chain of the pagers and the walkie-talkies that Hezbollah and other Iranian-backed militias basically were involved in, and they blew them up. I mean, they killed like a dozen of them or so, maybe more. But more importantly, if you're walking around with a hole in your hip or showed up to a hospital, they have you on video. They know exactly who all these fighters are now. I mean, they've got targets on their head. But Iran, literally launching from Iran, is just mind-baffling to me. I hope they blow up all the oil fields. I hope they light up the only commodity over there. No one vacations in Iran. They really have no exports but energy or oil. And if we just light the whole place on fire, they're over. And I hope that's what happens.
All right.
That's my rant.
Now,
remember what happened, though, in Kuwait when Saddam set fire to all the oil wells? What a catastrophic thing that was.
It's
with
huge.
All that black smoke.
Oh, it's huge.
Hey, by the way, did you know there was only one fatality from that rocket barrage?
180 ballistic missiles, they kill one person.
And you know
mean,
who
it's like-
they killed? A Palestinian.
And then once again, after somehow they got in the middle of their supply chain.
That was a texter,
and
by the
hid
way.
Bombs in their stuff. What are they, crazy?
That was a texter who pointed out it was a Palestinian who died. Now,
was it really?
Yeah.
Hey Tom, I spoke to. Remember that lady who's having the problem with Larry H. Miller?
Oh my God, I hate that one. Yeah.
Anyway, so she's dealing with Raina, and she's also dealing with the police, who basically told her what you said, that if they have a contract, it's not theft.
Of course not. There's no intent. There's no
Exactly.
intent.
No. It was the private detective who told her that, but the actual police aren't going after her for theft. It's just a civil matter.
Oh,
Yeah, that was definitely
now
just
listen. Here's the other thing.
underhanded,
Here's the other
way of
thing.
trying to get the car back.
Samantha, by the way, should take the car back because it's a bad deal. Mark looked at that deal.
For more reasons than that. I think ultimately she's not going to have the car, and it's going to cost them a lot of money. Ultimately, I'm almost sure that's what's going to happen.
She didn't want to take it back. We all told her.
I know
that.
she did. Yeah.
And she just.
I
dug her
think
heels
she's
in.
going to be made to take it back, and she's going to owe a lot of money. And not knowing their finances, it could be a bankruptcy deal.
Yeah.
I think they
Well,
notified
I don't
her
think
within the 10 days.
I don't think it'll be bankruptcy because they were able to come up with 45,000, and they do have good jobs.
Deputy D, what did you say?
Oh, I was going to tell you, there's an active repo case on it. I actually spoke with a repo man who's been looking for that car for several days now, and he's having trouble finding it. So whether or not the consumer wants to take it back is almost irrelevant because the repo guy will find it.
It's to the point now where it's like you can't even go to the grocery store if the repo man's out after you. And a lot of these cars, what was it, a Chevy or a Ford?
I think it was a Chevy truck.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this. The manufacturer knows where that vehicle is. And if the dealer can express to the manufacturer they need to know where that vehicle is, that repo man will know where that vehicle is.
I want to recap
Let
it,
me
though,
ask a
for
quick
people.
question.
Just
what if it's in a closed garage? They
That
can't
would be
do any-
pretty hard, or if the battery
Now,
was
hold
full.
on a sec.
No.
Wait, Doc, please. I want to recap this about Larry H. Miller. To be fair, in August she bought this used 2020 Dodge Ram from Larry H. Miller. 27 days later, she claims the dealer said they are having issues with financing. Larry H. Miller wanted another $5,000 down, then another $10,000 down, and it is in limbo. Jesse, the finance manager, financed it through Partner Colorado Credit Union, supposedly. But Mark saw in the contract that it said that the seller can back out for any of these reasons, and the buyer agrees to take the car back.
That's right.
But they must do it within 10 days, according.
Well, that's not what the contract said. That's what our attorney added on. In the contract, it says if they cannot assign the loan within 10 days,
but the law
they
says
need to
10.
bring it back.
But the law says that 10 days. So Raina's saying, the attorney, that it has to be within 10 days.
It'll be and we still don't know, because the one thing Larry H. Miller is horrible at doing is communicating with us, not like we're some kind of police department, but if they could at least say, hey, we did notify her in 8 days, or at least give us something, some side of their story.
Okay. That's what I want.
But I still think, honest to God, Tom, I think they're crazy not to take it back. I want to touch on this real quick with that case. They sold him the wheel cleaner. They sold him the paint protection. They sold him the glass protection or the windshield, whatever it is. They sold him the key fob protection. They sold him so much mop and glow, my head's spinning.
Mark, there wasn't really key fob protection, was there?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Come on, are you kidding me?
It was like $1,000, man. You can. Who's our guy in Boulder? He can sell you a key fob to a Ferrari for less than that.
Anyway,
maybe not. I'm not sure.
This is. By the way, I don't like Larry H. Miller.
How about the Harley dealer? Remember that guy?
Oh, my.
Brand new Sportster. Listen
Mark,
to this, Gravinus.
Mark, that
Guy
was.
comes back.
Wasn't
Hold
it
on.
double or triple the original
Yeah.
price?
Guy comes back. He's in Iraq, okay, or Afghanistan. He comes back for a month, sees his parents, young kid, 19, 20. You know, you're over there. There's no money to spend. You're on the base. You get to save your paycheck.
Break when Mark's all done.
When he's back, he's going to buy his first Harley. That's what he wants. He goes down to, I'm not going to mention their name, and buys a brand new Sportster from a Harley dealer. He leaves and realizes, you ready? The bike was $12,000. How much do you think the final was? And I'm not talking about interest rate or long-term financing. I mean what he owed that day.
20.
$24,000.
Yeah.
They doubled the price of the bike. They sold him stuff like, you know, grip protection. What the hell's grip protection?
Now,
I have no idea what grip
then
protection
we had the
is.
little old lady that went to Don Massey.
Oh, Massey. That one was really long.
They
ago.
had, on the internet, they had a car advertised for $16,000.
No, in the Denver Post and Rocky Mountain News.
It was on the internet too, wasn't it?
Well, fair enough. It probably was, but it was all over the newspapers.
$16,000. She walked out paying $32,000.
Just for the car. So
Yeah.
they're selling it to anybody else but the old lady for $16,000. She pays $32,000.
I believe
you
we
got that one handled.
Yeah, we got it
You
undone.
tore them a
Now, what about that
new
recent,
ass.
What about the recent guy who was going to take his car to California?
No, we're not getting into that
No, I'm
one.
just saying.
Now, why? Well, hold on. Why aren't we getting into it, Mark? Did
Because
they fix
they're
it?
still negotiating behind the scenes. I think in good faith. I think we're going to get there with this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll
I don't mind talking about it.
No,
I
no,
don't want to say
we'll-
the dealer's name right now.
No, I'm just saying it was another car deal.
We'll give an update
that
on it.
required a lot of attention.
Oh, yeah, we definitely will. One way or the other, we will be giving an
Okay.
update
I
on
do
it.
have to take this break because Dragon is down my. No, never mind. He's
Does he
just,
have your dinger?
Yes. Thank you. Let's go. Do a break right now.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
New slowdowns for folks leaving the metro area on the south end. I-25 southbound. We've got reports of an accident just after 470. We are seeing some stop-and-go traffic back from East County Line Road, as well as some congestion on the 470 eastbound off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Into the Denver metro, it's a quiet drive. I-70 east and westbound, no complaints to DIA. If you're leaving DIA Pena Boulevard southbound, some congested traffic between Tower Road and 56th. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. Back to warm temperatures today with a high of 90, overnight low of 49. Things cooling right back down tomorrow with a high of 74. The current temperature in Denver is 87 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Okay, you're in good hands. You're in good hands with me as well, and I'm gonna never steer you wrong. And when it comes to discountbath.com, you're gonna get a discount bath. Now, here's what you do: go to discountbath.com, put in your information. They send you a video link. They don't sell your information; it's just for them. And then they'll send you a price of your bath, whether it be a hallway bath, a basement bath where it's roughed in there, a master bath redone, whatever you want to do. They'll do it. And they'll give you a price on the phone or on the app. Now, that's discountbath.com. Another thing I want you to do is consider their shower conversions at $9,888, under $10,000, a full shower conversion. And they're good people. Discountbath.com. The Art of Granite will give you a price right now on the phone for your granite countertop or your quartz, marble, quartzite, whatever it is. Man-made or natural stone. They're direct stone importers. They have a yard in Golden, but you can do everything online or on the phone, and you can also go to their remnant yard and get free materials. You just pay for the templating and the fabrication. TheArtOfGranite.com. Get your price right now. I've known Mitch now for many, many years. I'm so happy I met him. What a great resource. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919. Hey, Dragon.
Yo.
Earlier today, yesterday, and also again, you've put up and Shannon has put up fix-it spots at 60, and
cruisers
I was just talking
help
to the
keep that
owner.
initial-
He said they should only be 30. Are they actually on the log as 60?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. 60 lives. Okay. He wanted to know that.
Yeah, they specifically say each and every one how the length of them, and those ones specifically say 60 for today.
I don't know about you, but the YouTube feed is so far behind that Bo's head is still there.
That's far behind.
Well, he left a half an hour ago. I'm going to try something.
Is that your sales rep?
Cat.
Is that Kat?
Yep.
I've seen her, I guess. I didn't know that was her.
Yeah.
Cat's cool.
Do you guys want to talk about double versus triple pane at all, maybe?
Sure.
I don't know. I just know he brought it up and didn't bring it back up.
Yeah, bring up double versus triple there, Tommy. Is there a quadruple pane?
Oh, you're right. You're right. I had that down here. You're right.
Murmurs. There may be one out there, not that I know of, but yeah.
Some top secret window office.
Yeah.
I don't think, yeah. Okay, good.
I'm under the impression if you can think of it, someone has most likely done it somewhere.
My dad told me way back in the day they were going to start trying to do like gel-filled windows, but they could never get it clear enough.
So you couldn't see.
Right, but it was so thick, it was pretty energy efficient. They're going to start doing vacuum glass, though.
What does that mean?
Where they're like sucking the dead air out.
Why?
So it's truly dead air.
But what does that mean? So it doesn't get hot or cold?
The efficiency of it is insane.
I didn't know that.
It's going to be pricey.
So it's basically a vacuum.
Yeah, and you're going to have like little crutches every like probably 6 inches that you would see, because otherwise it's going to.
Oh, yeah, or else it would implode.
Right, but yeah, you'll have these little specs, but truthfully, like it's supposed to be crazy efficient from what I've heard. Yeah.
Well, you would think eventually they can make a window just as energy efficient as drywall with good foam inside. Now, I know that's asking a lot, but at some point they're going to be able to do it. I'm sure of it.
But it's cost versus value, right?
Well, okay, yes, of course it is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They'll build it, but who's going to pay $1 million a window?
Nobody.
Yeah, but it's hard because you need to keep the transparency of the window.
Yeah, you can get those. Remember the space shuttle had those tiles?
10 seconds,
Those
guys.
heat-resistant tiles and the.
Tim Walz, will it move the needle in the polls? What pivot points remain for Trump or Harris to change the trajectory of the 2024 race? We break down the highlights at 2 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to ask the triple versus double pane windows, because that was a question we had earlier, and I wanted to get back to it. Is it worth the? I mean, what do you think? Double pane, triple pane? Go ahead.
They both have, their values there. Triple pane is great as far as energy efficiency, but you sacrifice some weight, which operability is usually a little less easy to do. There are double panes that can be built almost up to triple panes now too, depending on how the coatings are meant. But they both have their place. We sell a lot of both of them. But triple pane, we do try to let people know, that they are heavier.
Is it that much cheaper? I mean, excuse me, that much more savings? I can't even imagine.
Well, I was talking to Mark off the air, and when they used to rate windows by R factors, which they really don't do that anymore, they used to rate a double pane at like an R4, and then they would start to rate a triple pane at an R7. So, I mean, there is some value there for sure.
Would it be possible, or is it this way? You could have a double pane that actually has a higher R value because either the glass is thicker or the gap is thicker than a triple pane, or no? One's always going to be higher.
Usually the triple panes have the better energy efficiency. We can, it's all about the air gap in between. The bigger the air gap, the better. Again, when we would go back to the dissimilar glass, that shrinks the air gap. So not as efficient, but better for sound.
What's like the biggest air gap, you say? Like 1 inch?
Yeah, usually most of our glass is 1 inch from outside to outside. So inside,
really, it's that much? 1 inch?
Right, and then we do have some triple pane packages from some of our clad windows that are 1 3/8 inches thick.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about something soundproof like we're looking at here? I assume that you think that's a double pane. I mean, how does a soundproof work?
Well, in Windows, I don't know about in studios, but in Windows, again, it's the dissimilar surfaces have different densities, so different sound waves get depleted
as it goes through.
Right, because if they're the same thickness, it only depletes the same thing. But if they're different differences or different thicknesses,
it'll take out different waves.
Right.
That's interesting.
Right. So, but triple pane, a lot of people like it.
Is there a window we could put, like when Tom's in studio? I usually sit there and we'd put it right here to where I can't hear him, but he can hear me.
I'm sure there's something out there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called headphones, Mark.
Yes, Doc.
Now, by the way, I'll take this text, but I knew I'd get it, and I just want to take it. Are there two Gravinas? Yes, there are. They're the same family, and they are two separate companies. And the one we're talking to that's been on a referral list for years is the one on West Evans. So don't be confused, but there are different people and different family members in the business. Yes, there are. And let's see what else. We have a text here about somebody said that one of our former sponsors may not be around anymore. Their app stopped working, and their location, there's nothing at the location anymore.
Who is it?
It's safernet.com. It was a private VPN.
I would assume they're gone as well.
Their website
They couldn't keep up with the changes.
They can't with the big guys, but it was a great concept. But
what people that brings in something that most people don't understand. When you develop an app and have an app like SaferNet does, all is fun and games. It costs a fortune to develop them and all that. But beyond that, every time there's a major update with iOS or Android, you have to go back, resubmit, rebrand, or not rebrand, but redo your app to make sure it works with the new code from the operating system. And where they would fall very far behind was with Apple. So if you had an Apple phone or an iPhone and you took an iOS update, all of a sudden SaferNet wouldn't work for a while because they just weren't on top of it. Generally what happens is the developers of your app know the new iOS is coming out, and they release the new one the same time the iOS comes out.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Now, I have gotten these texts through the years, and I don't know how to explain it. Oh, no, I got to do it after this, I guess. Maybe I will, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But anyway, it has to do with inventions. So let's take this quick break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm also going to try to get Eric Reinemer on if I can. He said he might be available now. I'll call him directly from my Google Voice. So stick around. We're going to ask about quick claim deeds. If you screwed up your house transfer from your parents to yourself and you want to undo it because that's not the best way to do it for estate planning, I'm going to try to get Eric on right now. We got more coming up. Can you have Mark do these? No, maybe not. Maybe
Impact traffic.
That might be hard for him.
This
Never mind.
Okay.
Sponsored
Because
by Allstate.
it's
New slowdowns for
long
folks
story.
leaving the metro area on the south end.
Okay, they're all yours.
Reports of an accident just after 470. We are seeing some stop and go traffic back from East County Line Road, as well as some congestion on the 470 eastbound off ramp to I-25 southbound. Into the Denver Metro, it's a quiet drive. I-70 east and westbound, no complaints to DIA. If you're leaving DIA Pena Boulevard southbound, some congested traffic between Tower Road and 56th. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies. Back to warm temperatures today with a high of 90, overnight low of 49. Things cooling right back down tomorrow with a high of 74. The current temperature in Denver is 87 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, It's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You know, K&H Home Solutions, we've known for many, many years, one of the oldest home improvement companies in all of Colorado. And they do have the Alliance siding, the plastic polymer siding right now. They have all kinds of siding that they can do. They also have, of course, roofing and gutters, and they invite you to call them. They have windows manufactured right here in Colorado, K&H. It used to be khwindows.com. That's the website, khwindows.com, 303-421-7100, 421-7100. Hey, and Red Rocks Roof and Solar, they're the people you want to call for solar systems. They do commercial systems that can get you paid for 100% with the REAP grant if you qualify. They also have residential systems, standalone systems, battery backups, and guaranteed activation dates. I want you to contact them. The good people in solar, they don't just do the sales, they do the installation and the service. They can service systems, even the ones they didn't put in. 303-704-2449, 704-2449, redrocksrs.com.
A hit occasionally if we're at a party, but it's just not my
I don't like
jam.
the way it smells. I don't like the way it tastes.
I don't even care about that. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I know people say it all the time, but it makes me fucking, I'm looking back. I just get paranoid.
It makes me go to sleep. I just get groggy from it.
See, that would be nice. I would, if it just did that to me, I'd probably take a puff to go
Smoke
to sleep.
at night, right?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I haven't been sleeping. I'm a really good sleeper, but for the past 2 weeks, I started taking, last night I took some melatonin, so I had a good night's sleep.
It really helped you?
Melatonin's always helped me.
This is Eric.
Hey, Eric, Tom Martino, can I put you on hold for a minute and come right back to you?
Yes, sir.
All right,
One
thanks.
Called, I can't think of the name of it. It's 10 milligrams melatonin, slow release, so throughout sleep. And then there's another one that's supposed to, it's not a drug, it's something that's supposed to help you fall asleep. And then the melatonin helps you stay asleep.
I always thought melatonin was like a 50s people.
Dragon?
Yo.
I do have a guy on Google that, one of my accountants, he knows he's on the air.
You got it.
Issue with renewal. Do you guys sell renewal, or that's their own brand?
That's them.
Renewal and renewal only.
The other family people have renewal.
I'll get to the bottom of it.
We sell every Anderson product besides the renewal product.
Every Anderson product. Oh, that's right. Renewal by Anderson. Did you guys, out of curiosity, did you ever try one of those kind of infomercials I see those guys do? I always wonder, they've been doing them so long, they have to work, or else they wouldn't be spending money on them. But I do wonder, compared to other forms of media, if that long form, in between generally news sections, I just always wondered how they work. I mean, I really do. I'm more of a Shamu guy.
Yeah.
I like the guy coming up doing 30 seconds of selling you a sponge.
Yeah.
The Scrub Daddy.
We actually did windows for a guy that was an infomercial guy.
Really?
Lived in Golden, yeah. It was quite a few years ago. I forgot what the guy did. He did the...
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was the infomercial guy we met over by Cool River? Mays, wasn't it Mays?
Billy. I got to know Billy.
Doing cocaine on an airplane.
Well, no, that's a long story. I got to know Billy pretty well, and he had some personal issues, yeah.
Oh, no doubt. But he was a firecracker.
He didn't OD, by the way.
Oh, I thought he did OD.
No.
Hey, you know what,
He hit
Tom?
his head.
I've heard of so many people passing away in the past 2 weeks. You know, celebrities and mothers and fathers of friends of mine. I don't know what's going on, but the last 2 weeks of September were crazy. Think about it. You know, Chris Christopherson died. Pete Rose died. John Amos died.
Well, some of the people were on their way out anyway, right?
Yeah, but it's just amazing.
Oh, yeah, Mutombo from the Nuggets.
Yeah, Mutombo.
He was
all
young
these
as
people.
hell.
He was he had brain cancer.
But of course, the
58,
vaccination
I
had
think.
nothing to do with any of it.
Excuse me?
The vaccination.
Hey,
Well,
you're-
no.
No, Doc will never admit the vaccination was bad.
Well,
ever.
I don't think it causes people to die.
He's
Even
an
though
AMA
he
drone.
just got his, and it knocked his ass out for 2 days.
Which means that my immune system is working.
But never
No, but I'm saying a lot of these, and it just seemed like a lot of people that you knew of died.
I've gotten the flu shot, the regular flu shot for years. Just always have got it. Never had a problem.
10 seconds,
Never
guys.
felt like I had the flu. But
At it, many say J.D. Vance won. You might disagree. We'll talk about that, plus Gordon Chang, an expert on China, and Lieutenant Colonel Atticott on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's talk. Chris, you have a question? No, I'm sorry. Let me go to this real quick. Let me go to this. Hey, Eric Reinemer, I have a quick question for you. Are you there, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Eric is our accountant, Atlas CPAs and advisors, and we had a question. A guy's father quit-claimed the house from the dad to both of them, and he wanted to leave the house to his son. And then our estate planning attorney said, well, you just blew your basis. You're not going to get day of death basis. You're going to inherit your dad's basis. Now,
right.
And the estate attorney did not know the answer to this, but said we should talk to an accountant. Can they simply undo that deed? Can he simply deed it back? Can the two of them deed it back to the dad like it never happened? Or will it screw up the basis?
No, I don't see why not. Like, there was a gift that went one way. I don't see why the gift can't come back the other way and kind of bring it back to where it was.
Okay, yeah, because the basis would be the same, the old basis, right?
Yeah, and nothing got when you gift nothing got reported for tax purposes. So it's just a legal maneuver one way and then back the other way. Seems fine to me.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that for him to take advantage of the IRS, Eric?
No, it's not taking advantage now. He's simply going to undo the mistake he made.
Yeah, you can gift anytime you want. You can legally.
But shouldn't he done a gift letter?
Why can't that person quit claim it back to you?
Well,
It's
wait a
just
minute.
A legal action.
You don't
But
need it.
You have to do a gift
No.
letter on a house.
You don't need a gift letter.
Okay.
No, there is no such thing. That's another fallacy that you need a gift letter. Now,
so you can give me $400,000 tomorrow and not do a gift letter.
right, you have to do a return that shows the amount over $14,000.
It's $18,000 now.
Oh, 18,000. Sorry. Thank you, Eric. So you have to just show the amount over 18 that goes to your invisible limit in the sky.
But that was my whole point. If it was a house, you would think that would have to be on the tax return. That's all I was asking.
Yeah. No, you said letter. I'm sorry. But yes, you do a gift return. Yes, you do.
And if they didn't do a gift return, I would agree with everything Eric said. But if they did do a gift return, would that be some way that would get them caught up in some issue, Eric?
No, you just gift it back with another gift letter. He was saying that gifts can go both ways. By the way, Eric, thank you very much.
Thanks, Eric.
I promised I would only keep you for a few minutes, and that's CPA Atlas CPAs. Oh man, I wanted to try to get to Chris with renewal.
That's all right. Let's give GravinusWindows.com. These guys, you need the Windows sidings. Give them a call. They're great people. 303-472-8462 or 303-GRAVINUS.
Gravina. We got more.
Gravina.
We got more tomorrow.
All right, you're clear.
Follow Tom Martino at